is what I call Indian culture and heritage. Whenever we come across the word culture and heritage, I can only recollect one word to describe Indian culture in its totality. And what is that one word, by the way? Or we can say two words. Sorry. What do you call that? Very good. Incredible India. Atulya Bharat. For example, you look at in Australia, there is Amazing Australia. This is the name they give, by the way. In India, we have Ministry of Culture and Ministry of Tourism. They deal together in promoting the Indian heritage and cultural values. What do you mean by incredible? English, guys? Sir, what do you mean by incredible? Nah, what is incredible? Synonym. Vocab is very important. Non-believable. You can't believe it. That is India. Everything is Maya. Sir? Different from others. You know there is something called credential. What is credential? Don't talk. Okay, focus. Credential and ఏంటి? Interview credentials అంటారు కదా. Sir, no. Credential. What does it mean? Information, facts, your authorization, etc. From there you have a word called incredible. Add a prefix in. What does it mean? Positive and negative meaning. Both. You can't even imagine that such kind of fact do exist in this world. A very interesting part is, it was in the year 2004, if I'm not wrong, in the Manmohan Singh period, they had a great ambition to promote tourism, Indian tourism. And that's how they initiated this. And first, can you believe this document, Incredible India document, was released by a former Niti Aayog CEO, Amitabh Kant. These are not common people, they are great economists, by the way. And they want to shape that proper dimension. Who is the brand ambassador for that? You have an idea? You were right, by the way. Amir Khan, to some extent, he was a brand ambassador to Incredible India. But he had some problem with his wife about intolerant issue. You know that story? His wife said India is not tolerant. So immediately government of India said, we are also not tolerant to you. Amir Khan, get lost. And today who is the brand ambassador? None other than who can be the best ambassador? Modi. So Narendra Modi is now the brand ambassador for Incredible India. When you said Amitabh Bachchan, he served initially before Amir Khan. Later on, no, he was health is not well, so we shifted to Amir Khan, but problem has come. So Modi has understood who can be the best ambassador other than me, because you know how many followers we have Narendra Modi in Twitter. We have an idea. First or second? No, second. First is no. The wrong thing is a stupid question. That's how they ask you in exams. You know that. This year they asked the so stupid question, tier 1. What is the national flower of Nepal? నాకేం తెలుసా ప్రశ్న ఏందా ప్రశ్న ఏంది ప్లీజ్ జనరల్ స్టడీస్ ఫర్ ఎలిమినేషన్ many ignore general studies but that will decide your rank. That's what I'm talking. English, quant, math, yes, that will decide your score. Whether you be IT department or something else, that is the only thing, so don't ignore. They asked another stupid question. How many parliament seats are in Sri Lanka? ఏంటిది నాదే చాలా మంది తెలియదు. గట్టిగా అడిగితే యాంటీ సిటిజన్ అమెండ్మెంట్ యాక్ట్ ఉంది చూసారా, వాళ్ళకి తెలియదు ఎన్ని ఉన్నాయో. అండ్ యూ ఆస్క్ వాట్? శ్రీలంక. సో ఇట్స్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ క్వశ్చన్స్ మై ఫ్రెండ్, యువర్ టాస్, ఫుల్ టాస్ అంతే. బౌల్డ్ ఆర్ 6, that's it. It is Narendra Modi now. If you observe, the country itself is very surprising. India has a lot of cultural assimilations, cultural diffusions, cultural conflicts. Today, my friend, what all the culture you see around you is not put in single era or single generation. It's in fact an evolutionary process. There was a one very good South African all-rounder, cricket I'm speaking. He was a very good soccer player also. After playing the World Cup, he felt relaxed, understood enough, I'm done. He got also divorced, mentally disturbed. Because wife, big problem. So he divorced his wife and he came to India. He traveled length and breadth of India to discover what is he. He was so happy he again got married and immediately asked his darling, come here, I'll show you a place, that place you're going to do the best. And both had a very good time here. And when you fall once again in love, you will have a baby. And this man wanted to name his baby. You know, naming is not easy, my friend. You ask your parents why they named you Kirti or why you named you Lakshman. Every name has a great story, you know that? Similarly, now this man wants to say the story that how his career got shifted by reaching a country called India. And that's how he named his daughter beautifully the same name, India. You understand? And who is that all-rounder? Who is that South African all-rounder? What is his name? Janty, okay? Janty, Antigirl, okay? It's Jaunty Rhodes, by the way. Jaunty Rhodes, it's Narendra Modi wished that baby birthday, happy birthday. Hey, anta adrustam ra. Being a prime minister, he wished what? Happy birthday to India from Shabash Modi. Immediately, Jaunty replied, Narendra Modi, thank you, Narendra Modi ji. Baby India really has been blessed in the land of her birth. I repeat, my friends, he can name his daughter Bharati. He can name his daughter Sindhu. Yes or no? Many other names, but he chose wantedly to pick a name called India. Tell me, in India, who is naming their children India? Zero. Look at all voter IDs. Indian పేరు Haindavi, పేర్లు ఉంటాయి ఇవన్నీ కూడా, but you will never see a name called India. And when a journalist asked a question, sir, why did you name her India? And he understood. He explained, if I name her Sindhu, Bharati, anything else, we are only going to talk about a little of Indian culture, not in totality. The only name that explains India, its culture, is India only. That's why the Article 1 of Indian Constitution says what? India, that is Bharat. India, that is Bharat. Why they use a traditional name? So that we have our own legacy, to preserve it. Now this is something I can explain you, my friends, how great Indian culture, the oldest civilization, is a continuous civilization running on this planet. Look in Egypt, there is a very big rift between the period of pharaohs and then later on. There was a gap. Same happened with the Chinese, same happened with Mesopotamia, Persia, Babylonia, everything. But the only civilization that continued is this one. Who said our sisters, mothers to wear bindu? No better. Who said a woman to dress like that? Who said men to do that? Practices. It's a part and parcel of our culture. Culture is, my friend, is something that we are. What is the definition of culture? What you are is your culture. What we have is civilization. Na చేతిలో ఏదైతే ఉందో దాన్ని civilization అంట. It's a beautiful saying. Tell me your state of technology, I'll tell you what civilization you are. So more materialistic aspect is about what civilization. India had its great advancements in the ancient times. What I'll do is that to give you a full clarity about Indian culture, I'll try to sum up in a very interesting way. Having this clarity, you can refer any book in India, that's for sure. We'll be covering the maximum portions in this short time. In my list, number one is one Indian subcontinent. One means one, not country, one subcontinent I say. What is a subcontinent by the way? Yes. Normally a continent is something, a very big landmass exhibiting different kind of culture, traditions, values, languages, whatnot, everything. It's very rare. Of course, there are many other subcontinents like India, but Indian subcontinent is very interesting. Why I'm speaking about not India, sir, Indian subcontinent, because you take from right Persians till the British time, they all control this part. Yes or no? That's the beauty. The most toughest job, you know that, is to draw the dividing line between these countries. The most toughest job. British did that mistake and we're suffering to that mistake today. RSS in their Hindutva concept, they believed in one concept called Akhanda Bharat. What do they call? Akhanda Bharat actually inspired from a concept called this Indian subcontinent. Today, these all countries you observe, they are collectively called SAARC countries. What do you call them? SAARC stands for? Location, South Asia. And that to regional cooperation, because one entity we can cooperate. In year 2015, the SAARC countries recognized one religion as a cultural capital or cultural religion of this country. I mean this. So SAARC recognized what as a cultural capital or cultural religion by the way? Can you tell me which religion you're going to see in all these countries? Please don't say Hinduism or Islam. Right, Buddhism. So Buddhism is a SAARC cultural or the religious capital, my friend. And somewhere here, in the areas of Afghanistan, my friend, you're going to see a region called Bamiyan. It's called Bamiyan. Today the Bamiyan is cultural capital of SAARC countries. Bamiyan is famous for what? I'll give you an example. It is famous for Gandhara School of Art. Gandhara means what? Immediately, number one, Indo-Greeks. Number two, what stone they used? What stone they used? Grey sandstone. Introduced by who? Hand is foreign, heart is Indian. What is foreign hand? Indo-Greeks. Further strengthened by Kushanas. In this way, the location itself has a great significance. If you observe carefully, sir, why every country, right from Persians, I said Persians, and then Greeks, Indo-Greeks, Sakas, Parthians, Kushanas, do you remember? And then Hunas. And then you're going to see the advent of a Turkish. Remember the slave dynasty we talked about, and then we talked about Arabs, and we talked about Lodi, that's what you call Afghans, again Turkish, again Europeans. Why all these people are coming to only India, sir? Why such kind of huge migration did not happen in any part of the world? The answer is because of its strategic location. What's the answer? If you control India, my friend, look carefully. You have the control of Asia. You have the control of ocean. The only ocean that's named after a country is what you call. I'm sorry to use a word called country. After Indian subcontinent is what you call Indian Ocean. You'll never see such kind of aspects. Atlantic Ocean is named after Atlas Mountains. Physical geography I'm talking. Are we clear? Similarly, you see Indian Ocean here. You have Indian Ocean, my friend. You have control Africa. You control West Asia. You control Southeast Asia. You also control the Oceania. But not. Its location attracted many invasions. Point to be noted here. And that its location, you observe, it's a tropical belt. Climate will have influence on culture or not? Yes or no? Yes, right from the food habits to the dressing style. There was when British came to India, many farmers in India are just living in the lands like they are the mud houses. They are catching the fish in the muds. They are half naked. And people start commenting, Indians don't know how to dress also. They don't know even how to dress. These are uncivilized people. To counter that, Durgabai Deshmukh, a very good freedom fighter, a great freedom fighter. It was once we got independence. She served as a one of the pioneers in the women empowerment in post-independence. She wrote a beautiful book called Stones That Talk. Matlade Rallu. Book పేరేంటి? Very wonderful writer. There's another book called Pakur Rallu. Rauri Bharadwaj got a Jnanpith Award in Telugu for that book. If I talk about Pakur Rallu, you will go to another stage. I won't talk about it. Let me talk about this Matlade Rallu. That's what you call stones that speak. In that she explained how we were considered as stones by the so-called Europeans, and she said people who are living in the tropical area, there's a huge suffocation, evaporation, transpiration. So obviously what happened, you have a lot of sweating. When you have a huge sweating, what you do, you cover your body fully or leave your body open to sky, so that the air will touch and then lead to the cooling of the body. That's how we did it. On the other end, we will be half nude in the daytime and we cover entire body in the night time because mosquitoes everywhere. So we got to cover our body. Now when these people came, they really had no idea about what is India and its lifestyle. You understand what I'm talking here? The interesting part over here is also that it was exam question. What kind of textile or the dress material is recommended in kitchen? వంటగదిలో ఎలాంటి వస్త్రాలు వేసుకోవడం వల్ల ఉపయోగం ఉంటుందని అడిగారు. ఆప్షన్స్ ఆర్ సిల్క్, కాటన్, నైలాన్, రెనిన్, ఇలా ఉన్న పేర్లు. ఆన్సర్ ఏంటి? ఇట్స్ కాటన్. Cotton is the only material, my friend, that keeps your body warm in the cold periods and hot in the cold periods and also cool in the warm conditions. So smooth. Cotton born in India. Why Mahatma Gandhi picked the cotton is also a great story. He is very choosy with respect to non-violence. On the other hand, silk is complete violence, born in China. We not talk about that. Violence is a part and parcel of this Mongolian invasion. We talked about Genghis Khan, Taimurlang. Look at the silk. The silkworm happily come out of the cocoon and eat beautiful marble leaves and a tight sleep. These so stupid, cruel, merciless humans, what they do? They throw these cocoons in the hot water and they die. A civilization taking its roots from the crime, himsa, should not be our purpose. On the other hand, look at the cotton. Cotton tree only comes out. Cotton only comes out once the cotton gets dried. అది చనిపోయిన తర్వాత దానిని మనం తీసుకునేదండి కాటన్. Mahatma Gandhi was very choosy with respect to his tools like charka, cotton, etc. We'll talk in the modern India about it. So every dress, food habits, everything is a purpose, my friend. Depends upon the location where you come from, etc. The interesting part here is, though India is one, my friend, I repeat, though India is one, but there is a technical division I call geographical division. That means in my list number 2 is what I call Great Divide. What is one? Indian subcontinent. Number 2 I say, this I call Great Divide. Though India has its own identity in the culture, in geography, Vindhyas and Satpura divide India into 2 halves. What are they? North India. Do you remember the story? Vindudu? Baga birru bonjesi? Yeah. That's a story, yes, Agastya, coming to the south. In this way, we have 2 what? We say North India, South India. India is one, but geographically 2. Also, you talk about Tropic of Cancer, exactly past why are same. So, one part of India exhibits one kind of climatic condition, another exhibits another kind of climatic condition. That clearly shows, my friend, peninsular India exhibits one kind of cultural conditions, and northern plains and Himalayas exhibit another kind of climatic conditions. India, when you observe its old names are called Sindhu, has taken the roots from where? Indus River. And slowly it got into rivers names. I hope I said in the geography class. It's called Jambu Dweep in Indian culture. Bharata Varshe, Bharata Kande, Jambu Dweepe. Bharata over refers to what a tribe. Varsha means the people over here. Bharata Varshe, Bharata Kande, the land was named after Bharata. But the same legacy we have, but we divide India into 2. I'll tell a city name or a state name. Tell me there is a North India or South India. Okay, UP, Allahabad, Chennai, Mumbai, Mumbai, North India, South India. Geographically, South India, culturally, North India. India is the only exemptions to its own rules. రూల్ చెప్తా దాని ఎగ్జామ్షన్ మనమే ఉంటుంది. దట్స్ ద బ్యూటీ అబౌట్ ఐ సే యూనిటీ ఇన్ డైవర్సిటీ. Multiple languages, multiple religions, multiple cultures, multiple food habits. Seriously, such kind of a country, it's even hard to imagine to exist. This is something very unique. You see, many Germans, many French people, they wantedly spend their time in India to discover themselves. It is believed that we tried almost every aspect. Mahatma Gandhi was asked by a question, once a journalist. Gandhi talked high about India, but India is very poor in technology in terms of arms and ammunition. What's your comment on that? And Mahatma Gandhi replied beautifully, I think our ancient Indians tried also them. I think our ancient Indians also tried them. They understood the negativity of that aspect, so we stopped doing it. And we understood, he used a very wonderful line, doing nothing is wisdom. అన్నాడైనా ఎంత స్టేట్మెంట్, అది ఫిలాసఫీ స్టేట్మెంట్. ముందు ఏం చేయకుండా గిల్లాలి, ఏదో చేయాలి. నువ్వు చేయడం వల్ల సమస్యలు వచ్చింది. ఎస్ఆర్మో ప్రతి మనిషి కూడా చెట్టులాగా ఒకే చోట ఉంటే సమస్యలు ఎక్కడ వస్తాయి చెప్పండి? ఉండవు. గోగుతావు, గిల్లుతావు, కొరుకుతావు, ముచ్చటిస్తావు, ప్రేమిస్తావు. ఇవన్నీ ఏంటి? తలనొప్పులే కదా. మహాత్మా గాంధీ రిప్లై, డూయింగ్ నథింగ్ ఈజ్ విజ్డమ్ మై ఫ్రెండ్. India, though culturally got divided, it exhibits certain unique aspects. See, I say, you take any aspect. For example, my consideration is going to be, let me take the example of music. South India exhibits a music, what do you call? The Carnatic music. North India exhibits a music called? What's the reason for that divide? Answer is simple. Muslim invasions continually happened in the northern part of India, so they altered the culture. South India free from that invasions. In fact, Peninsular India is having very good coastal facility. Coastal facility means, I repeat, they have their own identity. If you are doing business with someone, you respect your opponent partner. But you are attacking some area, you won't respect, you turn them into slaves. In this way, the oldest classical music is what you call Carnatic music. Book is one book, Samaveda. Book is one book, Samaveda, but two kind of musics. What are they? Hindustani, Carnatic. Why it happened? Division. So India, my friend, not only got geographically divided, but also culturally got divided. So in my class, number 1 refers to what? The great India, Indian subcontinent. Number 2, two Indias, what I call? North India and the South India. North India and the South India. That's what the politics you keep on talking. North India, South India doesn't mean that we are talking a lot. Look on the other end, culture is so dominated. In the southern part of India, you see more Ammas, Amma temple. That is matriarchal societies you see major in South India. Nambiyar families of Kerala, perfectly known for matriarchal society. Satavahanas, perfectly known for what? Matriarchal society. You take it. Tamil Nadu, you look at majorly Amma. On the other hand, North is more given to patriarchal society. Patriarchal society. You take out there, mother is considered to be less influential in society, in family, but father has more. In our society, we give mother. This is one of the proof to say that Indus Valley people might be Dravidians. Because there you see mother goddess, yes or no? The concept of mother goddess you see in Indus Valley, it is one proof to prove that these people are none other than Dravidians only. From there they shift and came to South India and settled here. That's one story I'm talking. One hypothesis. But one thing is very clear, you talk about any, even the movies you observe, mother sentiment immediately. In North India, look at the movies of Mohabbat, more connected with what? Father. The cultural aspect is what you see, because the answer is simple. There we need more protection. Because continuous invasion happens, right? When continuous invasions happen, what happen? You need a man to protect them, having a good shoulder. So you dedicate your allegiance to father. In South India, you have good trade and agriculture. Trade and agriculture, obviously, you need someone to distribute those resources. Who can distribute better? Mother. So cultural aspirations you observe, South India is connected to one kind of cultural trends. Make some sense? Yeah. So cultural division is a very vital aspect with respect to geographic divide. No country is independent of its culture or of its geography with respect to its culture. If you want to study a culture of a country, first thing you got to do is that study what? The geography of that country. Geography of the country is very, very important in terms of food habits, etc. Are we clear? Now look carefully. Number 3 in my class lists what? 3 kind of temple architecture. Write down. Number 1 refers to what? Indian subcontinent and its physical features. Indian subcontinent and its physical features. Number 2 refers to the Great Divide. The Great Divide, that means dividing India into 2. North India and the South India. That's why it took a long time for the passage of northern culture to southern culture. Remember who brought Aryan culture to South India? Sage Agastya. This is why you see that. In my opinion, there are 2 states, my friend. Strictly I can believe that. 2 states where you see the cultural trap there. What do you mean by cultural trap? If you go there, you're forced to behave that way. There's no other way. It's trapped. Though many invasions happen, many travels happen, they still preserve that. One is in South India, Tamil Nadu. Number 2 in North India, West Bengal. And that is here the both are in the East Coast, my friend. That clearly shows that the levels of advancements led to their own identity. Clear? On the other hand, I'm not trying to say the remaining people have no that cultures. They do have their cultures. But the cultures are more, you can't even easily identify the separation. It is said that by one of the good historians, if you keep moving from North India to, if you keep moving from South to North, you see growth of agriculture. Because Ganga, Yamuna, all you see there, Punjab plains. And if you move from North to South, you see growth in culture. If I say a language called Hindi speaking states, immediately you come across, yes sir, right from, I'll say Jammu and Kashmir till Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, sir. How did you say that? These are the Hindi speaking states because the cultural transmission is smooth there, northern plains, no natural boundaries. Understand what I'm talking? Once in exam they asked a question, the famous Modi script, try decoding this question. No, think of it, I'll ask you a question. The famous Modi script in ancient India had its roots in A. Maharashtra, B. Gujarat, C. Rajasthan, D. Punjab. Think logical and say me the answer. What do you think, madam? Famous Modi script. We believe it's Gujarat. The right answer is Maharashtra. Gujarat has no identity till post-independence. Hope you know that. 1960. 15th state has formed, by the way. So it was actually Maharashtra called Modi script. It was a 1991 IAS exam question. You cannot easily guess these kind of answers if you don't know the cultural aspects of it. Brahmi script, you say that. Who is Brahmi? Brahmi is the daughter of the first Tirthankara, Adinada. She made a script, and that script is what you call Brahmi script, popularly known for the South Indian languages. Make some sense? So matriarchal domination, not the other way, cultural aspects are collective together. Number 3 in my list is what? 3 forms of temple architecture. Write down. 3 forms of temple architecture. 3 forms of temple architecture. I hope in my previous class I said you, what is these 3 forms of temple architecture? Let me complete right away so that you have a clarity. If you observe, if I want to consider a temple, I need to take the major base. 3 kinds of temple architecture. In the Gupta period, we had a temple architecture, my friend. The document that talks about temple architecture is what you call Agama Shastra. They are called what? Agama Shastra. According to Agama Shastra, you observe a North Indian temples that's below, above the Vindhyas and Satpura, they're going to be like this. They'll ask you a question, what is the shape of this temple architecture? It is curvilinear shape, my friend, and this is called Shikara or Shikar. What do you call that? Shikar. Normally it is constructed with a material that's available in the sediments in the form. That means sand, clay, brick. That's why, because there you see maximum availability of sand particles. That's how they construct with the sand. On the top you're going to place a bronze pot. Why use a bronze pot at the top? As a lightning conductor. You know it very well, right? Lightning conductor, so that anything at the heights, by the way, and always in India, temples are constructed at the heights. Higher the size of temple, higher the altitude of the temple, more the powerful the god is. Yes or no? that's a belief we normally consider to be. Edukondalu, devulu. Inti pakkana, ma inti pakkana. You understand what I'm talking? That's an understanding the mindset these people construct it. This bronze plate is what you call, exam question, it is called Kalash. It is called what? Kalash. Normally as a sign of sovereignty, what they do? They hoist a flag on it. You see, any temple, you go to Varanasi, by the way, you go to Kashmir area, by the way, you see the temples having a flag on them. In any part of my class I said flag refers to what? Political authority, independent. That means anytime the kings are donating some lands, they have their own resources, they don't depend on anyone else. Such kind of temples are called, the lands are called Brahmadeya lands. It was exam question. Lands donated by kings to the temples for their own maintenance is called Brahmadeya lands. And if lands were given to Brahmins, they are called Agraharas. They are called what? Agraharas. So Agraharas are the place where Brahmins reside. Vidhi is a place where who reside? Vidhi. Vaishyas reside. Similarly, we have who? Brahmadeyas are dedicated for what? This is an exam question. In ancient India, the word Brahmadeya refers to what? Land donations to temples. Now on the top of this, you are going to see some triangular projections on them. You go to Mathura, you go to Rajasthan, Solanki temple architecture, you are going to see such kind of triangular projections. On the triangular position, you are going to see bells are hanging. There you see bells are hanging, and these triangular projections are called Urusarg. Uru. They are called what? Urusarg. What's the purpose to create the triangle projections, sir? For round projections, why? Why? Because they are not going to see anything else. Only you are going to see one shikar. Inside that you are going to place the idol. So there should be continuous what? Rituals should happen. They need a clear movement of the air. What do you call? Ventilation purpose. In this way, they are going to balance the temperature conditions out there. Are we clear? Now this is what I call the outlook of what temple architecture? Nagara temple architecture. So what is Nagara, how it looks? Nagara consists of a curvilinear structure, is called Shikar. On the top you are going to place what pot? Bronze plate, so that as a lightning conductor, it's called what? Kalash. You are going to see triangular projection with the bell inside that. So beautiful sounds. Islam did not appreciate bell. Have a clarity here. In Islam architecture, you will never see bells because sound is something considered to be for them anti-Islamic. Sometimes in architectures you are going to see Islamic, some buildings have bells. That means once upon a time they were Hindu temples. Are we clear? Now how it's going to happen? Once you start entering, please remember, you see a place where you can do circumference. That means Pradakshana Pada. Where you can Pradakshana Pada, by the way. I repeat once again, if there is no Pradakshana Pada, such kind of temples are called what? Exam question. They are called Nirandara temple. What they're called? Nirandara temple. So what is Nirandara? Having no Pradakshina Pada. If you have Pradakshina Pada, if there is Pradakshina Pada, then it is called Sandara temple. It is called what? Sandara temple. Sandara temple. Normally in North India, my friend, you're not going to see the prahari. That means boundary wall. So there is no boundary wall. You can easily enter, you can exit. So a point to be noted, if you can enter temple from any direction, such kind of temples are called, very important, Sarvato Bhadra temple. Sarvato Bhadra temple. In exams, they may ask you how many kind of temple forms you going to Nagara style. 3 forms based on Pradakshina Pada. If you have Pradakshina Pada, it's called Sandara temple. If there is no Pradakshina Pada, Nirandara temple. If you can come any direction, it's called Sarvato Bhadra temple. This is a aspect of Nagara. Now once I see from the long view, this is what the story. I am coming close now. This close is what you call, you are entering inside the temple. Once you enter inside the temple, my friend, you see a raised platform. Normally a square. Hardly sometimes you see rectangle, but normally square. This square platform is the raised. This is what you call Peetam. Not should not touch the ground. They'll go above that. Bhumi. Above. And they're going to place here idol. The idol going to be at the center of the it's called Sanctum Sanctorum. It's called Sanctum S-A-N-C-T-U-M, Sanctum Sanctorum. That's what you call in the language called Garbhagruha. What do you call that? Garbhagruha. So once you enter the Garbhagruha, in the middle of the Garbhagruha, you're going to see idol. Normally, in all the temples, you see the main deity of that temple. But sometimes you're going to see, apart from the main deity, you're going to see on the 4 directions, 4 idols. In this way, total number of idols became 5. This 5 kind of temple architecture you're going to see is what? I hope I said you. It's called Panchayatan. What do you mean by Panchayatan? It was IAS exam question. Panchayatan refers to, in the Garbhagruha you have 5 idols. Who are they? If the idol is, you're going to see normally Shiva, you're going to see Vishnu, you're going to see, no, Brahma is not seen. Okay? You're going to see Surya, you're going to see Surya, you're going to see Vishnu, you're going to see Durga, you're going to see Ganapati. Brahma is not seen. You know that story also, right? Brahma has no temples, by the way. That's a shapam made by Shiva. You know that story. So in this way, 5 idols you're going to see in Nagara kind. This is what you call Panchayatan temple. That's how I said you. If you go to Masap Tank, so if you go to Care Hospital in the Banjara Hills, oppositely you're going to see a temple of Shiva, and you see the board called Panchayatan Shiva. And Ardhaventi? You have how many idols inside there? But normally you're not going to see in South India, Hyderabad in South India, sir. It's a prototype. I'm talking temple architecture that is in the Gupta period only, not after that. Clear? After that, we are not going to fit under this category. This is what I call, my friend, the entire story about one form of temple architecture. What's that called? Nagara. Now they're going to ask me this of questions. Can you tell me the list of temples that are famous in Nagara kind of temple architecture? Number 1. Write down. Number 1. Deoghar temple, Jhansi. Deoghar temple, Jhansi. Very famous by the way in Gupta period. What god you see there? Dashavatara temple. Avatara temple. Vishnu Dashavatara you are going to see in the oldest temple in India in Nagarasthala is Deoghar. Exam point of view, very important. Number two, you're going to see also a very famous temple in Khajuraho caves. I hope I said you. Kandaraya Mahadeva temple. Kandaraya Mahadev temple. Are we clear? The two famous examples, if you identify them, apart from them, is that same, but the place is going to be shifting. Like if you go to Gujarat, you see Solanki temples. If you go to Kalinga, you're going to see, Odisha, you see Kalinga temple architecture. Names are going to be different and the structure is also going to be a little different, but this is what I call Nagara School of Temple Architecture. Are we clear so far? Are we clear? So how many form of temple architectures we have totally? 3. What are they? Nagara in North India, Dravida in South India, Vesara in the combination the Karnataka region. Nagara consists of these modules. And whose period number Nagara temple architecture became popular and famous? Guptas. Guptas. Now the second kind of temple architecture where you can remember, the second kind of temple architecture is what you call, what is this called? Dravidian temple architecture. That means the temple architecture you're going to see below Narmada, till you're going to see the river Kaveri. This is what you call, my friend, Dravidian temple architecture. In this Dravidian temple architecture, the interesting part is you see a temple, not a curvilinear, but you see like a pyramidical structure. Very important. The pyramidical structure is what is going to be in the Dravidian temple architecture. This pyramidical structure is called what? Exam question. It is called Vimana or Viman. If you go to Tirumala, there you see, when you enter the Gopura, by the way, you see there, you see Vimana Venkateshwara Swami. That doesn't mean he is an aeroplane. That means everyone cannot have his darshan. So long they'll go. If an idol is put over here, it's called Vimana Murti. You put it accordingly. Are we clear? So it is made up of what? Exam question. All South India, if you observe, they have deposits of lava deposits. That means lava. What kind of soil you going to see here? Black cotton soil, granite stone. So granite is widely available here. Smooth finishing is available. You can also make proper statues. That's why you see on this Vimana series of idols. You go to any temple, Brihadeshwara temple, Rajendra Chola, Raja Chola, by the way, or Chidambaram temple, you observe, you see all these Dravidian temple architecture. Or you go to Mahabalipuram, by the way, all these temple architectures are very famous, made up of granite stone. As the structure is very easy and you can cut the granite the way you want it, smooth finishing, you see many idols. Normally what idols you are going to see here? Basing on that place, there is one story for that. This is normally called as Sthala Purana. What do you call that? For example, if you go to Visakhapatnam, Himachalam, it is actually part of Vimana. This is what actually Dravidian temple architecture. Laid very strong founded by Vijayanagara Empire, by the way. That clearly shows that it is, they take one stone. If they take one stone and do everything, it is called monolithic temple architecture. Or they are going to fix the adjustments, they do it accordingly. Point to be noted here. Now, there you call Shikhar, here you call what? Viman. On the top, they are going to place what? Kalash, bronze plate. But this is going to be long. A series of bronze plates are going to be loaded like this. Brihadeshwara temple, if you observe 216 feet, my friend, many tons of weight was put on that. And what do you call this one? It is called Chapan. Kadu. What do you call that? It is called Stupika. What do you call that? Stupika. Series of bronze plates you are going to see that identifies. Brihadeshwara temple was perfectly known for its Vimana and Stupika. In many history books, sometimes they also call it as a Shikhar. They call it as Shikhar, but South India they call it Vimana. So, my knowledge I am telling you, in sometimes your book called Shikhar, think twice before you answer that question. Now, you see this one we call many idols out there. There will be entry gate if you want to enter. If you want to enter into that temple, there is entry gate. And this gateway is called Gopura. ఆర్ గోపురం. అర్థమైందా? మరి దీన్ని ఏమంటారు సార్ మన భాషలో అంటే? ఇట్ ఈస్ నార్మలీ కాల్డ్ as గాలి గోపురం అంటాం. ఓకేనా? సో వీ గాట్ హ్యాబిచుయేటెడ్ టు సేయింగ్ దట్ ఇట్స్ కాల్డ్ గాలి గోపురం. గాలి మీన్స్ వాట్? ఎయిర్. గాలి గోపురం is a regular term. We should not use that in the archaeology part. So what these people do, they're going to government temples. Indians are very busy. We can't even go to temples. So by the time you see, okay, so you are actually giving the namaskara to Gopura out there. So gateway is not an artham. Now please remember, initially the size of Gopura was very short during Pallava period, because Pallavas were known for strengthening temple architecture in Dravidian style, South India. But it was increased under whose period, your example? Cholas increased the size of gateway to bigger size. Why? Because from Chola period, the major Murti, the deity, by the way, he'll be coming outside for a travel. Once in a while called Ratnaprabha Vahan, Indraprabha Vahan, Hanuman Vahan. You know these Vahans? God cannot come on a small vehicle, he need a very big vehicle. So when God is coming on the vehicle, the entrance size should be small or big? Then why it was initially small? Why the gateway out there is small or big? There. Entry door. Small only, na? Why? In school days, you remember? Door to gate, school, small or big? It got to be small. You know why? Discipline. What is that? Discipline. Come in the queue. That's the purpose actually. ఇప్పుడు you go anywhere the way you want it. Now here comes what? The boundary. Perfect clear demarcation from the remaining civil society to the temple. Here, this is what you call, my friend. What do you call that? What do you call that? Prahari. It is called Prahari. Clear distribution. I repeat, all the Nagara temple architectures, they are considered a high level or a high platform. So there is no purpose for them to create a problem. Anyone can come, anyone can go. Normally every temple is considered the river banks. Please remember, in geography you should learn it. If I say Godavari, you should say what temple you are going to find there. If I say Sarayu, what temple you are going to find there. If I say Shipri Lake, Shipri River, what do you see temple there? In Madhya Pradesh, Shipri, Ujjain Mahakaleshwara temple. In this way, in North India or South India, you normally see the temple on the river bank, so that before you enter into temple, Kadko, Subranga, Lopadki. Because inside there is a deity, respect. Now what happens here? In southern part of India, there is a uniqueness. What is the uniqueness? Here you see inside a tank, very, very important statement. Processing of tank inside the temple premises, what featured? Dravidian feature. You go to Srisailam, you have Patala Ganga. You go to Tirumala, you have there, right? What that calls? Papanasham. So you have an inside temple water tank, so that you will be further again supposed to do. It's a tank. Fine. So can I go directly? No. Rules. First, if you observe, you're going to see here. What do you call that? Dvajastam. The aspect of this Dvajastam, that's what I call the centric pillar, by the way. It is considered to be the repository of the cosmic energy. I have many slides to show, but I can't do for everything. But as you can now understand that if a human is sleeping like this, if you observe, if a human is sleeping, if God is sleeping like this part you're going to see what? Here you're going to see the installation of God. And Nabi, what you see, the life. The life starts from Nabi because it connects from placenta. You got right? It connects. And the place of Nabi where you got to install definitely here. That means proper dimensions and size and also length is also mentioned properly. Are we clear? So with respect to this is on normally Dravidian temple architecture, you're not going to see any flag on the top. But this is what I call the sovereignty. I repeat, in every temple you got to see if it is following a Agama Shastra, it should follow the Dvajastam, the centric pillar. If it is not, if there is no Dvajastam, it is not called in Devalaya, it is called a Mandir. Go to Sai Baba, You should say temple or mandir. That's it. The real reason actually is also some patriarchal domination. You can say that if there is worse from that, women are not allowed in certain days because of their M cycle issues. But in respect to mandir, you have no such. You can go anytime. In this way, some leverage was given to the northern part, but rules are very high in the southern part. Are we clear? From every temple, though they have Agama Shastras in South India, but they have their own uniqueness. For example, if you go to Tirumala, they also use one Agama Shastra, and that Agama Shastra is called Vaikanasa Agama Shastra. Vaikanasa Agama Shastra. Because Vaikanasa Mahamuni announced it. So in any part of your understanding or reading, you come across that Vaikanasa, it has to do with Venkateshwara, Balaji. He dedicate themselves to that. That's why even the Purohits who belong to that Gotra is also Vaikanasa Gotra. Are we clear? So Vaikanasa Agama Shastra deals about that. What temples? Balaji temples in South India. Have a clarity here? Perfect. Now, can I go now directly? I just put a namaskar to those. Can I go? Now, there are 9 people who are waiting here. They are called Navagrahas. Possessing of Navagrahas is integral part of Dravidian temple architecture. You will see widely here. Because what happens when you are going away, there is a lot of celestial bodies influence on you. Now you should have a relaxation from that. Kujudu, Kududu. Unnai kada manakadi? Emantam? Navagrahalu. What do you call that? శ్లోకం ఏంటి మర్చిపోయాను నేను. ఆదిత్యాయ సోమాయ మంగళాయ చ బుధ శుక్ర గురు రాహవే కేతవే నమః. 9 మంది. What you suppose? You supposed to take the blessings of these 9 planets so that your life supposed to be proper. ఏం చేసావు? You do pradakshina. Exam question అడిగిన question. తెలుసా what your question? Among the Navagrahas, who is the only Rio anthropomorphic deity? Rio anthropomorphic అంటే స్నేక్ డైటీ అంటున్నాను. ఆయన పేరేంటి? శనేట. చాలా ఉంటుంది మంది. పోయిందిరా, నెక్స్ట్ ఐటమ్ చూసుకో. శుక్రుడట. ఎక్కడ నేర్చుకున్నారా మీరు ఇవన్నీ? ఎవరికి దేహం మాత్రం మనిషి దేహం ఉంటుంది, పాము ఉంటుంది కింద. రౌక కేతుక. పోయింది, అయిపోయింది, మార్కులు పోయాయి. ఎవరికి స్నేక్? అది నేను చెప్పను. పోయింది అంతే. హూ ఇస్ ద సెంటర్ ఆఫ్ నవగ్రహాస్ అని అడిగారు ఒక ఎగ్జామ్లో. మిమ్మల్ని కాదు, ఒక ఎగ్జామ్లో. సూర్య. సోషల్ మధ్యలో ఎవరు? సూర్యుడే కదా, మధ్యలో ఉంది కదా. Are we clear? So Navagrahas are directing the all the 8 directions, all the 9 directions by including at the centric part. This is what you call purpose. Okay, I did 9 pradakshina. Can I go? No. అపవిత్రం అయిపోయావు. ఎందుకంటే ఊరు పోతుంది కదా. Go to tank again. Seriously. ఆఫ్టర్ నవగ్రహ నీకు టైం లేదు కాబట్టి ట్యాప్ దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళేసి కడుక్కుంటావు కాదు, ఇట్లా స్టైల్ కడుక్కొని go inside. Now yes, you can go. Yes, I'm entering, sir. When you enter, my friend, on the 2 sides of the temples, you see what? Anthropomorphic idols. Like you're going to see all the animals like elephant, tiger. These are what you normally call as phoenix. Because they are considered to be what? Aspect of integral part of nature. Like Vahana, you keep on seeing everything. Now I enter here. Can I go now? No. You can immediately see God. Dwara, second, third, fourth. When you are going from one Dwara to another Dwara, multiple Dwaras you see in South India. Akkada direct door open cheyandi kanipistundi. Ikkada alaga mate queue 1, 2, 3. In this process when you go, if you observe 2 sides of the temple, you see very very important. If that's a Shiva temple, you're going to see Nayanars. Adiyadu manni. Who are Nayanars? Who are Nayanars? In South India, people who preached Saivism, 63 Nayanars you're going to see, their pictures are normally observed there. Apart, you're going to see such kind of people. Saivism, Shiva cult. I'll talk about it, don't worry. But if that's a Vaishnava temple, you're going to see there, very good, Alvars. So Nayanars and Alvars are integral part of what temple architecture? Heavy, huh? Temple architecture, Dravidian temple architecture. I'm going further. Now I'm going to see a surprise. I see the idol of king and queen. I see king and queen. Who introduced the concept of installing king and queen idols in temple architecture? Kushana, exam question. Because they came from where? Yuchi tribe, Mongolia. They want to claim themselves, we are very close to you. So you see daily, you are my superhero, I am fan of you. That's why when you go to Tirumala temple also, you will see Krishnadevaraya, okay, and his wives, you are going to see that idols. It's integral part to prove that divine right theory. Now entered here happily. Now you see a raised platform, same story here, and you see only single idol, no panchayatan. Any are outside only, no inside. It's my dedicated room. How can you come here? Go outside. This is what I call, my friend, temple architecture in South India. What do you call that? Dravidian temple architecture. Nagara, Dravidian. Now write the examples for Dravidian temple architecture. You tell me. Number one. Tirumala. Very good. Tirumala, Balaji temple is a perfect example. Vishaka Simachal is the best example. Brihadeeshwara temple in Tanjore. Write down. These are important. Okay. Tirumala temple. Venkateshwara temple in Tirumala. Narasimha Swami temple in Simachalam. Brihadeeshwara temple where? Tanjore, Tanjavur. Okay. Koranganatha temple. I hope I said you this. Koranganatha temple, Srinivasa Nallur. Koranganatha temple, where? Srinivasa Nallur, that is in Tamil Nadu. Srinivasa Nallur, N-A-L-L-U-R. These are very famous temples you are going to see in South India. Okay? But the third combination is very interesting. What is third combination? The combination of both Nagara and Dravidian. Which kings are known for introducing Nagara temple architecture? Guptas. And further spread. In South India, who are known for introducing Dravidian temple architecture? Pallavas. And further strengthened by Cholas. Very good. Now you look at here, the combination Karnataka you are going to see. Pattadakal, Aihole, Badami, all these are combination of both Nagara and Dravidian. That means in this temple architecture you are not going to see all made up of granite. You will see some made up of brick and sandstone. Oh, combination. Inside the temple you are not going to see any tank. That means this is a combination of both. Such combination is what you call, my friend, Vesara. Who are known for Vesara temple architecture? Write down. Which kings? Western Chalukyas or Chalukyas of Badami. I am giving you very important bits. You have to be very careful. Pattadakal, remember? Pattadakal. Aihole. It is called City of Temples. 70 temples you are going to see there. Badami. These are caves, by the way. Still we can remember. So Pattadakal, Aihole, Badami are popularly known for what temple architecture? Vesara. Now look carefully at the images what I talk now. When you see here, my friend, this is what I call the Bhumi. That is, you're going to see a raised platform here, and you see always direction towards what? Eastern direction, so that so that the light can easily reach. And the famous sun temples in India, I hope I gave you the list. Did I give you that? Modhera Sun Temple in Gujarat, by the way. Arsavali Sun Temple, Srikakulam, by the way. Konark Sun Temple. Very good. Now when you look at this one, this is what I call, my friend, Shikara. And the top is what you call Kalash, by the way. Kalash is normally placed on a very round platform. This is what you call Amalaka. That's Amla. You saw that? How it's going to be like a fruit. So it can be properly placed. And now here you see, this is main. This is main Shikar. But once you enter, you are going to see different small size constructions, and these are what you call mandapas. Mandapas you are going to see sequence. The gap between mandapa and the gopura, this is what you call antarala. It is called antarala. Normally when you enter in temple, Normally, only Garbhagriha, only Purohit has right to go, not even king, prime minister, chief minister. No. But if you give 100 rupees, he'll make you to go inside. Corruption is everywhere, by the way. That's why on the board on the entrance only, you'll see ఇతరులకి అంతరాలంలో ప్రవేశం లేదు రాస్తారు అక్కడ. మరి అంతరాలం అంటే ఏంటి అంటే your own devotee is supposed to stay in where? Here. This is what normally. Here, look here. Is what you call a capstone normally called. Stupika, by the way. Vimana, the major part where you see the location of the idol, by the way. Mandapas. Or exam question they ask you, which kingdom is known for introducing Natya Mandapas in temple architecture? 2019 prelims question. It is Vijayanagara Empire. Underline this one. Which kingdom or which empire is known for introducing Natya Mandapas? That means as if like God, as if like king, even he is supposed to be having some entertainment. So the Bharatanatyam, Kuchipudi dancers are going to dance in front of God. In a temple, the first dance made by a dancer is called what? The maiden dance is called what? Yeah. Normally, it's a rule that if you are a Kuchipudi Bharatanatyam dancer, you are supposed to do the maiden dance in the temple. If you are, if you go only for Bharatanatyam, you go always to Nataraja temple. And what do you call that? It can be question, possible question. Be careful. Find out. What is the first maiden dance is called? They should do always in the temple only. Unlike Kathak. Kathak is a very different story, by the way. In South India, temple, that's a dance, have its roots in the temple, you're supposed to do. You are a learner and you perform the first stage show that's supposed to be happen only in the temple. Okay? Yes. So let's repeat once again. Number 1 refers to what? Indian subcontinent. Number 2, the Great Divide. Number 3, 3 forms of, not type, 3 forms of temple architecture. What are they? Here, in my list, number 4. What is number 4 list to? In number 4, my friend, if I say, Indian culture has 4 traditional values. 4 traditional values make up them. Because if you start reading the Indian society in ancient India and Middle India, though times keeps on changing, but the legacy is still continuing in India. Number 1, that is what you call the concept of spirituality. Write down. The 4 fundamentals of traditional Indian society. The 4 fundamentals of traditional Indian society. What are they? Number 1, the concept of spirituality. What is spirituality? Out there, Babas are talking a lot about spirituality. Sorry? No, that's a problem here. What happens is that we try to understand them in the so-called stupid English language. Dharma has an English translation. Nyaya has an English translation. You understand what I'm speaking? So in words to be understood the same way. In Sanskrit it is called Adhyatmik. Adhyatmik. Now you tell me what you are understanding by that. In Adhyatmik you have something called Atma. In spirit also you have something called, what is spirit? Not this spirit array. Okay. Atma Bandhuva. What do you mean? Similar to soul. Okay. I'm not commenting on that, by the way. Don't take it another way. Spirituality, my friend, refers to a very interesting. Let me give you one go. You'll have a clarity. I am here, the most innocent, ignorant person on the planet. There are some things I cannot control. That's what you call abhautika. That's not in your hands. You can't control everything. Now, when you can't control abhautika that's around you, you need adhyatmika. That's something you need a oneness connectivity. And I strongly, it doesn't matter what is religion. Islam call it Jannat, Christianity call it paradise, Hindus call it heaven. But there is one term that you can understand in 5 words, what it is called, bliss. What do you call that? Bliss is what? What is it? Ultimate happiness. Everlasting, unending happiness is called bliss. Every religion will tell, if you follow my religion, you'll get that. కష్టాలు వస్తున్న religion చెప్పదు. పోతాయని చెప్తుంది. కష్టాలు వస్తాడు వెళ్ళాడికి. Yes or no? For example, the sister of Lakshmi Devi is called, you know her name? Gajalakshmi. See, Lakshmi is known for wealth and prosperity. Gajalakshmi is known for bad luck. If she hugs you, you're gone, that's it. Seriously, I'm not kidding. There is one temple in India for Gajalakshmi. So that Amma, Daijez Nagar ki Ratu, they'll go and pray. Sister of who? That's interesting. Okay? The oldest idol in our India, right from Buddhist period till today you see, is Lakshmi. You have no remaining Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, and later on. But the oldest is Lakshmi. That's why remember Gauri, when he installed coins, goddess Lakshmi coins. Remember, Rajput started using Lakshmi gold silver coins by the way. So every religion promises you what this. Now, what religion says? I am here. Come towards me. I'll show you direction to what? This, called bliss. Here you have Purohit. Here you have penance. Here you have rituals. Here you have coconuts. Here you have agarbatti. Here you have commercial elements. Are they clear? The real purpose of religion is to reach what? Spirituality. But what some section of people say that, no, there is something else, an alternate. If you want to know, if you want to achieve bliss, there is a bypass route. And that bypass route is called spiritual. Clear. Way of life, eating habits. Please don't dilute the culture. If you don't know, shut your mouth. Chala baadesana kalchukunta. Clear? No, we have a very wrong attitude towards our culture. నాకు తెలుసులే తెలిసి ఆన్సర్ రాయి మరి అది తెలియదు నాకు దానికోసం క్లాస్లో కూర్చుంటా. ఓన్లీ వన్ హూ గెయిన్స్ నాలెడ్జ్ ఇస్ ద వన్ హూ హాస్ నో ఫిల్టర్స్. ఫిల్టర్స్ పెట్టుకోకండి, ఇప్పుడు చాలా డేంజర్. నా క్లాసే కాదు, ఎవరి క్లాస్ అయినా సరే విను, పనికొస్తుంది ఖచ్చితంగా. మనకు ఎనీవన్ హూ ఆర్ కమింగ్ ఓవర్ హియర్ అండ్ టాకింగ్ ఇస్ వర్త్ లిజనింగ్ మై ఫ్రెండ్. అనుభవంతో చెప్తున్నాను నేను. క్లియర్? సో this spirituality is something very interesting. That's why when Narendra Modi in 2014 when he was doing a UP election campaign, some Muslim tried to put a cap on his head. At that time he said, no, give me the chadar, I'll put it. But no light. And he said, I am not religious, but I am spiritual. That means I strongly believe that, come in. All the religions, my friend, will prove, I repeat once again, all religions say that we are spiritual. All religions say we are spiritual, but spirituality exists without also religion. Mahatma Gandhi's spirituality is called Sarva Dharma Samabhava. That's what you call in a modern concept secular. Religion academy, it's independent from religion. Yes or no? We are not theocratic, we are secular by the way. This is one of the very important aspect of what? It is traditional foundations of Indian society. Number 2, what is called? What do you call that? Can you see this? Indian society got stratified into how many stratas? 4. They are called Chaturvarna system, right? Number 2. What's the first one? Concept of spirituality. Number 2, Chaturvarna system. The concept of Chaturvarna means what? The oldest text on the planet, Rig Veda, it's divided into certain mandalas, chapters. In that there is a mandala called 10th mandala. Number is important. What's the mandala called? 10th mandala. The 10th mandala talks about one sukta. Sukta means what? Manchimata. In that there is a 10th mandala, you have sukta called Purusha Sukta. Can you see the name called? Purusha. Purusha means Mahapurusha. And the Purusha Sukta says that the God that you see around you and the society that you see around you is same. And they say beautifully, Brahmanosya Mukamasit, Bahu Rajanya Kruta, Uru Tadaisya Dvaishaha, Pavabum Sudro Ajayata. Brahmins came from where? Head. Sudra means Bahu Rajanya Kruta. Bahu means what? Shoulders. From shoulders who came? Kshatriyas. Udvabhaga, that means what you call Vaishya. Vaishyas came from thigh and Padosya from where? Sudras. In this way, they divide society into 4 stratification. So this is a very traditional fundamental pillar of Indian society. This is what you call social stratification. It's called Chaturvarna system. Each varna got further divided into jati, and jati got divided into upajati, and that jati is what you call today caste. So the caste system, my friend, today had its roots where? In the varna system. That's why people like Jyotiba Phule, Narayana Guru, Ambedkar rejected the concept of varna. But Mahatma Gandhi said varna system has no problem. The problem is with the caste system. Varna will deal with the spellation of profession. A Brahmin son can become another Brahmin who will serve the society. But later on what happened? They became a huge rigidity. What rigidity? They claim that initially societies are equal. All are parallel equal. But later on what happened? In the later Vedic period they said, we are different, and they said the top three varnas are called themselves what? Dvija. Very important term. What do you mean by Dvija? Ja means what? Janma, that is birth. Dvi means what? So they are born twice. How an individual can born twice, sir? They come with a new samskara called Upanayana. In Hindu culture there are totally 16 samskaras. From the time you take birth until you die. 16 samskaras supposed to perform by Grihastha. That means head of the family. Among that there is one thing called Upanayana. Upanayana means that you are ready for a bachelor life. Ready for brahmacharya. And this brahmacharya, when you are ready, they should identify you are a brahmachari. So they used to wear a yagnopavit, sacred thread ceremony. What happened is in the early Vedic period, there is no such concept. In the later Vedic period, they corrupted. That's why it's called Brahmanical period. Brahmins corrupted and said, only we people supposed to have a right to wear the thread. And they gave chance to who? Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and the fourth one was rejected, saying that you don't have a right to wear it, so you don't supposed to read Vedas. Because if you want to read Vedas, you need to undergo Upanayana. If you don't undergo Upanayana, you have not right. In this way, in the later Vedic period, the concept of Dvija, Ekaja born. So who are Dvijas? Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya. Who is Ekaja? Sudra. So today, if you have, I hope I said you, in South India there are no Brahmins. I hope I said you. In South India there are no Kshatriyas, no Vaishyas. All are Sudras only. But when the Aryan culture came to South India, that made the magic. People start calling, I am Raju. You born them tribal way. Now Raju, Rajulam, Kshatriyalam. This is what I call Sanskritization in the words of M.N. Srinivas. Today you see many people, they believe that their culture is low, so they try to adapt to higher cultural lifestyle. Like people like a barber you observe. Barber, I don't know, barber is called the first doctor in India, you know that? Who is the first doctor? Barber only used to do medicine. And you look at the roads of Susuta, they once upon a time, you'll see that. So barber once upon a time used to shave and also heal the medicine, he used to give the medicine also. Because he has a clear idea about the upper layer damages, what kind of skin disease you get, he used to handle them. Barbers are doctors once upon a time. Now these Brahmins understood that Brahmins are very powerful. We are Sudras by the way, because I am the barber. I cannot do. So these people start behaving like Brahmin and they are called Naive Brahmin. Naive Brahmin and period product. Naive Brahmin enti? No, this under you are trying to recap them. There is a Sudra group called carpenters. They are called carpenters. These people are also helping Brahmins to make the statues because a part of Shilpa Shastra. They are also making chariots. So they start saying they are close to God now. So we are also Brahmin and they call themselves Vishnu Brahmin. అంటే అర్థమైందా? నీ కల్చరు తక్కువ అనుకోని పక్కవాన్ని ఇన్స్పైర్ అవుతూ తను హక్కుడని ఏమంటారంటే సాన్స్క్రిటైజేషన్ అంటారు. హూ యూజ్ ద వర్డ్ సాన్స్క్రిటైజేషన్ ఫర్ ద ఫస్ట్ టైం? నేమ్ ఇస్ ఇంపార్టెంట్. వాట్ ఇస్ నేమ్? M.N. Srinivas. M.N. Srinivas used the word Sanskritization that explain the emergence of caste system in India. Are they clear? And what happened? Only the higher varna should marry another higher varna. I repeat, higher varna male marrying higher varna female is okay. It is what you call accepted. It is what you call Shastra. Yoha Dharma Shastra. If higher varna male is marrying lower varna female, they said Anuloma Vivaha. What is Anuloma? Acceptable. Names are important for you. Anuloma, directly proportional. he can marry. But other way, if high varna female is marrying low varna male, this one, he said inversely proportional. Pratiloma. They are called pratiloma. Now, higher varna female should only marry higher varna, same varna match. It's not accepted. But Brahmin can marry Kshatriya, or can marry Vaishya, or can marry Sudra. But reverse should not happen. This is what I call in the post-Vedic period, which is called a Brahmanical period. You see all the rigidities here. Early Vedic period, very smart. Later Vedic period, very damaging. So in early Vedic period, we have only this concept called spirituality. Rest of what all you see are part and parcel of later Vedic period. Now, if a son is born to them, if a son is born to this couple, they are called Pratiloma Vivaha, and that son is called Chandala. Chandala means what? His Janma, his birth is awkward. He is also called Nishada. Nisha means what? Dark. They should only travel in dark. Huyan Sang says, when I was visiting a court of Ashavardhan, I see some people stay outskirts. So I believe these are Chandalas and untouchables and Narvanas. They used to say that even you should maintain some distance. You should only come in the night. Morning you come, your shadow falls on me. If there is emergency, you can come in the morning, but maintaining 97 feet distance. How many feet? 97 feet distance. Horrible.
Why 97?
I'll come. If you are riding a bike, on the back side of a lorry or a bus, you see, please keep 50 feet distance. Why 50 only? When you are losing the control, and if you maintain 50 feet distance, you can escape with the minor injuries. What this man did? 97 feet. The aspect of 97 varied from North India, South India. North India you will see 91, you see 95, you see 97. Base is considered to be the value. That says base is not okay for us. And they always try to make sure a distance is 100 feet so that I can see you, I can listen your voice, but you should not touch me or do this. What a horrible insult for them. British people, Mahatma Gandhi called them Harijan. They are Harijans. Harijan means they are the children of God. Now people started laughing at it. If they are Harijan, then what we are? Then Gandhi said, you too will become Harijan when you treat him as you. Mahatma Gandhi is a philosopher here, great political scientist. You can't mess with him. Ambedkar requested British to mention them as scheduled caste. So today the scheduled caste people whom you see are once upon a time the most deprived people in ancient India, my friend. Are we clear? I repeat, Sudras are different. Fifth category I am talking. These are called Panchajanyas. Bhagavad Gita talks about what? Please write down the statement there. The sources for Chaturvarna system. Sources for Chaturvarna system. Number 1, Rig Veda. Number 2, Bhagavad Gita. Rig Veda. Number 2, Bhagavad Gita. Number 3, Manusmriti. Manusmriti. Number 4, Brihad Aryanka Upanishad. Brihad Aryanka Upanishad. Exam can be any question, be careful. These are the 4 major sources for the concept of what? Ambedkar burned what text, you know? Did he burn Veda? No. Bhagavad Gita? No. Manusmriti. Because Manusmriti is a law book by the puts rules for that. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that I create only 4 varna, Chaturvarna Mayam Sushyam. I created Chaturvarna. But Krishna says I created 4 and you are saying 5. The problem over here is that the later Vedic period, Brahmins took the advantage of that weakness and start claiming their own identity. So strictly, now they are paying for that. They are paying the cost now, simple answer. Not only that, society is totally paying the cost. Why to make someone discriminate, and now why you are trying to create it? Well, that's something very interesting. No text in the world that reduces discrimination except the Constitution of India. Provision of discrimination, especially on untouchability. Article 17. Clear? Article 17 has a great source. If you want to read that, first you need to understand traditional society and what is happening now. Are we clear? So this is the second concept of fundamentals of traditional Indian society. First is what? Concept of spirituality. Number 2, concept of Chaturvarna system. Number 3, this concept is called write down. Third concept is Chaturashramas. What they are called? Chaturashramas. Chatur means what? Ashrama means ashram. Not Baba's ashram. The word ashram refers to what? Shelter. Under roof you get shelter. Like in Bible we have a term called heaven. Not heaven, heaven. The place where a boat can be sheltered, by the way. So, this is what you call Chaturashramas. What do you call them? Chaturashrama. In the early Vedic period, a human life is divided into 100 years. The word actually year has synonym become to cow. They are called 100 cows. Cow out there is not just a religious animal, it's more about economic aspect. But today it turned into political animal, by the way. But those days it was more about social integration. You get many benefits from the cow as being a cattle was a society at that time. Now the Chaturashramas, what they say, a human life is divided into 100 years, and each 100 years they divide into 4 quarters, by the way. They said 4 quarters, and the first 25 years is what you call Brahmacharya. The word Brahmacharya refers to knowledge seeking. Brahma means Jnana. Here you need to supposed to perform only what? Knowledge seeking till 25 years. Then 25 years you need to perform what? Grihastha. So you will be allowed to get married. Kanya Dana, one of the samskaras happen, and you will be allowed to do a Grihastha. Once you are head of Grihastha, now you are supposed to perform all the jobs what a head of the family has to do. This clearly shows it's a patriarchal society. Then comes your third one called Vanaprastha. So you travel this entire life 25 in the Brahmacharya knowledge seeking, 20 years while applying them. Now you have some doubts. Because when you do some experiment, you have some doubts, so you write all the doubts and go to jungle on the 51st year. That's what you call Vanaprastha. And 51st year, why you go to jungle? Not to do the dance or chumba, nothing. There you see Aryankas, forest books written by sages. These people are mastered already. They have already mastered this knowledge. And now you ask a question, Mahaswami, Sadhu, what is the definition of wife? And you tell, I too don't know, I am still discovering. These are what you call Dharma Sandeh. Clear? So that is what you call the essence, what's the purpose of a life. Now you learn about in what? 25 years. In this way, 25, 25, 25. How many is completed? And the last 25, what you should do? You should come back to the place where you born and you start communicating your knowledge, what you acquired from your knowledge, Brahmacharya, from your practical knowledge, Grihastha, and also by research and development team. What do you call? Vanaprastha. Now you should communicate and educate everyone masses. In this way, a human life is divided into 4 stages, and the 4 stages are called Chaturashramas. Our exam question, what is the source for these Chaturashramas? Write down. The sources, will ask you a question. Where do you see the concept of Chaturashramas in Indian culture? These are Upanishads, by the way. Among them, first is Jabala Upanishad. Jabala Upanishad. What do you call that? Jabal Upanishad. Number 2, Chandogya Upanishad. Jabal Upanishad, Chandogya Upanishad talks about what? Chaturashramas. In fact, in coming detail, Jabal Upanishad only talked about 3. Vanaprastha, you should die there only. But later on, updated Chandogya Upanishad said, don't die, come back here. Are we clear? But in exam they ask you a question, be careful. If the 2 options are there, select the second one. Because that talks about Chatur. Not 3 ashramas, Chaturashramas. Now let me ask you questions. Are you okay with the subject so far? I'll ask you questions about Brahmacharya. Okay. Okay. I am entering into Brahmacharya. I'm reading very good. I've got a very best teacher, and he's talking not only about a materialistic Ihaloka, but also Paraloka. It's about God, after death. In this way, I felt this is Truchya. This is yak. I don't like this. That means I don't want to read class 2. Can I jump the class 2 and go to class 3? Is it possible? Or class 4? Is it possible? The answer is yes. Adi Shankaracharya did it. But if at all you want to get into Vanaprastha Ashrama or Sannyas Ashrama, you got to appoint someone as in charge of your family. You got to take the permission of your father or a brother or a mother. I'll talk in upcoming class. You'll understand. That's the first number 1 rule. Can you go or not? You can go. But I went there. Now my age is 27. I'm reading all the sitting in the forest. Now 27 means my body changes are changing. I'm recollecting what my friends are doing. I'm not getting sleep at the night. Now I want to go back. Please. Can I go back and do Vivaha, Grihastha? Can I go back? The answer is strictly no, no. Why you are not allowed to go back? If you go back looking or look at you, all will come back and the law and order in society is going to be disturbed. That's a rule. In Jainism, you can come back. It's exemption. In Hinduism, not allowed. But today you see all these stupid people that are doing it, horrible. They are polluting this ashram, by the way. You should not stay in, actually you should not stay in civil society. That's rule number 1. You stay in the forest. If you have any problem, you will come there. You will sit in the AC hall, complete marble. That's what's name? Nityananda. Heights. It's a height side. Question number 2, wrong. Question number 3, ready? Ready or not? Okay. Is the Chaturashrama only for men or also for men and women? Loudly. Loudly. It is for both. Exam question they asked you. What do you call a woman who dedicate her life for education? Write down. Perfect, excellent word. Very, very important. What do you call women who dedicated her life in procuring knowledge in ancient India? What do you call a woman who dedicated her life in procuring knowledge in ancient India? Very, very important. Asked many times in many exams. Such a section of women are called Vishwavandin. They'll ask you a question. Identify few famous Vishwavandins in ancient India. Write down the name. Gargi. Gargi, her name. Okay? Gargi. Number 2, Lopamudra. Apala. Apala. So these are the famous Vishwavandins in ancient India to prove the world that in early Vedic period society is good. But later Vedic period what happened? Women was not allowed to undergo what? Upanayanam. So they are not allowed to do it in the later Vedic period. But strictly they are allowed. Are they clear? Women also can become sannyasini. Yes or no? Yes, available. Point to be noted. So this is about, what is the last one by the way? 4 traditional values now. First is concept of spirituality. Number 2, Chaturvarna, number 3, Chaturashrama, number 4, Chaturveda Purusharthas. What do you call them? They are Chaturveda Purusharthas. What do you mean by Chaturveda Purusharthas? It is said that a human life, it's clear. They said me, what is society? 4 kinds of society. Let's imagine I am a Sudra. Of course, all Indians are today Sudras only. Reddy, Kapu, Kamma, all are Sudras only. Seriously. I'm not kidding, because all they believe in toil, labor. Labor people, by the way. So that's why we say South India is all about Sudras only. Reddy, Budle. Believe that when you are equal to others, then you can make difference. I am above. Now, this is something we need to come out of this. We can say this. What do you call it? Trap, my friend. Spiral. Very dangerous it is. Very dangerous. Okay, coming over here, what happened? This is called Purusharthas. Purushartha means it is said that a human life, day to day, it has to do with certain aspects. Number 1, I am a Brahmin. Then my job is to do what? Niyoga. Okay, I'll do the puja. No, I'll do business. Restricted, but still you can do that. So everyone has their own dharma. For example, Srini dharma. Sudra dharma. Dharma means what? What is dharma, by the way? I said there is no translation for dharma. You have to call it dharma only. Dharma refers to, the Sanskrit you take the root. Amar question says, yet dharayati ti dharma. Yet dharayati, that keeps on flowing is what we call dharma. Dharma keeps on changing per time, place, season, everything. For example, I am standing here. Now I am in Acharya Dharma. I should tell you a class. Once I am done with the class, I go home and behave like one of the Grihastha Ashram. Notice what I am talking? Dharma keeps on changing, but the 2 words, my friend, one in Islam, another in Hinduism, was widely corrupted. They are using the way they want it. In Hinduism, it is Dharma. In Islam, it is called Jihad. You keep on adding whatever you want to that. In this way, the successors are fully corrupted. Dharma is something that when there is a conflict that between one dharma and other dharma, they need a body to fix it, and that's why you call it dharma span. Please remember, the word justice is the most stupid term that you are using in India. The word justice is adopted from the Greek terminology. In Greek, if anyone got victimized, then they will seek revenge. Revenge is what you call justice actually. Yes or no? Revenge is actually the meaning for justice. When Disha incident happened, people are saying we want justice. That's mean killing. That's not. The core of the order has to follow. Rules has to be followed. Accordingly, it has to be done. So what we need is dharma. Dharma is what? That you are following something good for you, sir. Give me that good for me. That's why when a beggar comes to your home, he'll ask what? Dharman jayandi antadana. Dabbu iyandi. Dharman jayandi. Because you have something good in the queue, sir. Give me that good to me. అది ఏ విషయం తీసుకోవాలి ఇప్పుడేమో నాకు 10 రూపాయలు కావాలంటున్నాను ఓకే that's the correct form by the way. Still you need to understand dharma. Now with this dharma, good code of conduct, Ashoka called Ashoka Dhamma, Buddha called it Buddha Dhamma. Everyone have their own dharma. You have your own code of conduct. I have my own. Okay, fine. I am with embodiment of good dharma, rules and regulations. Now I need what? Artha. What is Artha, by the way? Ardha different, Ardha different. Ardha maatladutunte, it's what you call wealth. It's what you call, so it's called Ardha Shastra. If I want to have my life better continuing, I need resource around me. It can be food, it can be cloth, it can be shelter, it can be money. Ardha doesn't mean that only money. Now I need to earn this money. I need to earn these resources. So I earn this resource what way? Dharmic way. That's why dharma is first. కరెక్ట్ ఏమన్నట్లే వాడకండి నేను ఏమంటున్నాడు ధర్మంగా సంపాదించు అంటున్నాడు డబ్బుని ఏమైనా చెయ్యి ధర్మంగా చెయ్యి నాకు ఆకలి వేస్తుంది ఐఎమ్ ఫీలింగ్ హంగ్రీ ఐ గో అవుట్ సైడ్ అండ్ ఆస్క్ హిమ్ గివ్ మీ చాక్లెట్ ఆర్ గివ్ మీ ఇడ్లీ హి సెడ్ గివ్ మీ మనీ ఐ సెడ్ ఐ హావ్ నో మనీ హి సెడ్ గెట్ లాస్ట్ ఐ టుక్ ఇడ్లీ కానీ పాడులోకి ఏం పిలుస్తుంది నన్ను దొంగ అంటుంది పాడులో ఇదంతా పాడు సమాజమే కదా యు కాల్ మీ థీఫ్ బట్ ఆస్క్ హిమ్ ఇవ్వవా, నువ్వేం చేయాలి రూల్ ప్రకారంగా? ధర్మం ఇవ్వాలి, ఇచ్చావా? ఇవ్వాల. కాబట్టి ఏం చేశా? దొంగనయ్యా. When you analyze, my friend, ancient society and the cultural aspects, there is a checks and balances everywhere. ఇప్పుడు అదేం లేదు. Here comes in what? Kama. Kama doesn't mean that it's about erotism. It's about what? Korika. I want to eat sweet. అది కూడా kama. And what this Chaturveda Purushartha says, each and every kama, every desire you have, you need to fulfill in what way? Dharmic way. ధర్మంగా దాన్ని నేర్చుకో. గృహస్థాశ్రమకు వెళ్ళు, ధర్మంగా నీ కోరికను తీర్చుకో. అర్థమవుతుందా? బట్ దిస్ ఇస్ ఎ వెరీ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్. ద వెరీ ఫౌండేషన్ ప్రిన్సిపల్ ఫర్ ద ఫ్యామిలీ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్ ఇన్ ఇండియా ఈస్ ధర్మపత్ని. అందుకే మీరు చూడండి, అసలు వాట్ ఈస్ ద సోల్ ఆస్పెక్ట్ టు సే దట్ దే గాట్ మ్యారీడ్? వాళ్ళకి పెళ్ళైంది అంటే ప్రూఫ్ ఏంటి? ప్రూఫ్ అంటే సర్టిఫికేట్ ఇదిగా, ఇవన్నీ తర్వాత వచ్చిన పిచ్చి పనులు అదే కాదు. What is a perfect rule that should happen between the two bride and bridegroom to say that they got married? Essence of marriage I'm talking. మంగళసూత్రం అనకండి, అవి లేవు ఒకప్పుడు. What is the essence? Married in the class by the way? No married? చేసుకోవాలైతే ఉంది కదా, చెప్పండి మరి. ఎవరికి సన్యాసం లేదు కదా? Madam, please, I am so sorry to interrupt you, but you need to think beyond the box. Okay? When I say the terms, my friend, like love, chemistry, yes. Okay, we'll talk together once, okay? Once we're done with the class, come to my cabin. I can't be here. The real essence of, you look at a Manusmriti, he talked about 8 kind of marriages. Ask the exam question. How many kind of marriage mentioned in Manusmriti? 8 kind. Among them you're going to see Daiva marriage, Arsha marriage, Prajapati marriage, and 4 are not at all encouraged. They are called Gandharva marriage, Paisachika marriage, Paisachika, Asura, Rakshasa. It was encouraged. మన బాలయ్య చేస్తాడు కదా అలాంటివి. They are not encouraged by the way. They only restricted to few people. If at all you need to get married to someone, the core principle of marriage, by the way, Atharva Veda talks about marriage duties. I'll talk there. They say that the aspect to say that they got married is called Saptapadi. What do you call that? What is Saptapadi? Sapta means? Pada means what? Adi. 7 అడుగులు వేస్తే పెళ్ళైనట్టు. అది రూల్. ఇప్పుడు అది లేదు. ఫోటోలో వస్తాడు, మధ్య వస్తున్నాడు ఫోటోలో వచ్చేసాడు, అడ్డు వస్తాడు, కంప్లీట్ వస్తాడు. నో. Mahatma Gandhi explains to William Hunter, who is actually a foreigner by the way, Walker, explains about Indian marriage system. There he explains the essence of Saptapadi. That is the essence of marriage. It doesn't matter whether it is north or south, any part, Saptapadi is the important one. Later on it became what? The Mangalya Dharana, they became later an addition. నువ్వు ఆడపిల్ల చేయబట్టి ఇద్దరు 7 రూలు నడిచారంటే అయిపోయింది. But government of India has come with a new identity saying that we need a proof, సర్టిఫికేట్ ఉన్నాయా అవన్నీ. అర్థమైందా? కేర్ఫుల్గా నడవ గుర్తుపడతాను. బి కేర్ఫుల్. దిస్ ఇస్ వాట్ ఐ కాల్ మై ఫ్రెండ్ కామా. అండ్ ఫైనలీ, విత్ వాట్ ఇంటెన్షన్ యూ వాంట్ టు డూ ఆల్ దిస్? మోక్ష. వాట్ ఈస్ మోక్ష? లౌడ్లీ. ఫ్రీడమ్ అట. ఇంగ్లీష్ చెప్తే నాకు కోపం వస్తుంది. ఇండియన్ కల్చర్, నో ట్రాన్స్లేషన్ ఆఫ్ ఇంగ్లీష్. విముక్తి ఫ్రమ్ వాట్? Okay, as you are saying in English, let me give the definition also. Write down. Moksha means liberty from bondages of life cycle. Who is called Hindu? Culturally you observe, he is called Hindu who believes in life after death, Punarjanma. If someone is not believing there is no life after death, he is not Hindu, he is speaking. That's the core principle of, you call that transmigration of soul, mentioned in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. They say, if you are Hindu, you should believe in Punarjanma. Now, Punarjanma is something that based on the actions that you do, you get another life. If your actions are so high, you reach the bliss state, you achieve the moksha. That means no more another life. That means your soul attached to the soul of Almighty. Asmayusta Annamayalo. Nagarjuna soul elli సుమన్సులో కలిసిపోతుంది, అది మోక్ష అంటారు వాళ్ళు. ఓకేనా? ఫ్రీడమ్ ఫ్రమ్ ద బాండేజ్ సైకిల్ ఇస్ వాట్ యు కాల్ మోక్ష. This is what you call the essence of my faith. It can be exam question, be careful. Okay? Purusharthas were explained. Number 1, write down in Manusmriti. In Manusmriti, Ardhashastra, There are 2 popular books, by the way, that talked about Purushartha. Can I proceed further? Let's repeat. Number 1, Indian subcontinent. Number 2, number 3, 3 forms of temple architecture. Number 4, traditional Indian society. Number 5, guess what is the 5 going to be? 5. This is what you call the matter. What do you call them? Matter. Matter is formed, I repeat once again, matter is formed of 5 elements. Matter is something that you can touch. Anything that you cannot feel is what you call antimatter. But something that you can touch or you can feel is what you call matter. As far as the Indian traditions, you take the schools of Vedanta, they prove that matter is made up of Panchabhutas. And water is 5 by the way. Number 1, earth. Number 2, water. Number 3, fire. Number 4, number 5. What is either? Antariksha. Exam question they asked you once, which among the following 5 elements were not accepted by Buddhism? Buddhists did not accept one of the elements exist. Either Antariksha accept level. So for them only Chaturbhutas only. That means 4 elements. Now observe carefully. When you talk about the dance or when you talk about the Yoga Shastra written by Patanjali, they talk in detail about these 5 elements. If they want to explain in the posters, gestures, they try to use their movements of the hands. These are called mudras. Very, very important. For example, for a thumb, the mudra is what you call fire. It's called water. It's called water. That's why it is said that when your body is so heat, put your thumb inside your nose. Sappariste emotundi? Veedi taggutundi anta. No, I'm not kidding. It's a fact. In the school days, if you want to go for rule, which finger you used to raise? Water gabatta. If you keep on raising and following the pinky finger, you know what happened? Your urinary bladder clears. Fact చెప్తున్నా, అబద్ధాలు చెప్పట్లేదు ఇక్కడ. It's a yoga shastra written by Patanjali. ఎక్కువ సార్ రూపకట్ల వెళ్ళాలి మళ్ళీ. Who said in your school days to show your middle finger? Tell me. ఎవరు చెప్పారు? మీరు హెడ్ మాస్టరా? ఎవరు చెప్పారు అది? Mama? Mama's boy. It's a fact. Because it's a part of mudras, my friend. Are we clear? అందుకే మీరు చూడండి, చాలా మందికి ఒంట్లో వేడి ఎక్కువగా ఉంటే నోట్లో వెలిపెట్టుకుంటారు. ఇది ఒక యోగ శాస్త్రం ముద్ర, అది పతాంజలి రాశాడు. చప్పరించు వేడి తగ్గుతుంది అంటారు. అర్థమైందా? రిమైనింగ్ ఫింగర్స్ మాట్లాడితే మీరు సర్ప్రైజ్ అయిపోతారు. ఇంకా అంత టైం లేదు నాకు, బట్ ఇమాజిన్. అరే క్లియర్ అని చెప్తారేంటి? ఎంతకంటే ప్లీజ్ నువ్వు అని చెప్తారా నీకు? నేను చెప్పను. Okay, so this is what I call the 5 elements. Now let me ask you a question. Which among the following 5 elements? Let's imagine 4 elements. It is considered to be not a scientific by the way. So which among the 4 elements are considered to be anti-gravity? Perfect answer. Fire. How they asked a question. Aryans worshipped which element as a mediator between God and people? That's why the other name of fire is called Havya Vahana. Write down. Vedas called fire as Havya Vahana. Havya Vahana. When I say Havya Vahana, Havya means what? Havya. Kavya garu. Enti? Havya means smoke. Who takes smoke as a vehicle? It is That's why he used to be a mediator. That's why if you want to give anything to the Paraloka, your parents or God, what they do yajna and yaga, they drop everything in the fire altars so that they'll be taken by the God. You saw the movie Ramayana where Dasara is going to do Putra Kameshti Yaga to get a male child, and finally going to see one Havya Vahana going to get and give you paisam. Are we clear? So this is what I call fire god is considered to be a mediator between whom and whom? Are we clear? Now the interesting part I want to add more here is there are certain temples in India dedicated to each and every fire element, each and every element. This can be exam question, be careful. For example, the famous Kalahasti temple is dedicated to which linga, which element by the way? It's air. Similarly, you see Ekambareshwara temple in Tamil Nadu dedicated to land. Nataraja belong to sky. And the Jambukeshwara temple for where? Water. And Arunachalam in the Kerala area by the way dedicated to what? Sorry, Tamil Nadu only dedicated to fire. In this way, certain elements are also worshipped in India in the form of gods. Have to be very careful. There's a beautiful, if you are followed Saived, you'll understand Rudram. Rudram, Chamakam, Namakam. They always read Rudram. In the Shivratri period, it is said that he is going to strengthen the entire Panchabhuta so that it will be free from pollution. Now that's a beautiful concept. If I talk there, but you will be trying to speak about mythology. Fine. Are we clear about 5? So what's the 5 refers to? Write down. 5 elements of matter. 5 elements of matter. Take a short break, we'll come back. Okay? Okay, shall we start? Interesting? Interesting. So write the source for these 5 elements of matter. It is Yoga Shastra by Patanjali. Write the name of him, Patanjali. Sage Patanjali, known for his Yoga Sutras. Don't write Baba Ramdev there. Okay? Yoga Shastra by Patanjali. Now, number 6. 5 elements. 4 pillars. 3 forms. Now 6 can be what? The 6 minorities in India. What are they? The 6 minorities in India, my friend, is very interesting and very famous. So how many minorities we have totally? 6. Who are they? Hindus. No, Hindu is not a minority by the way. Okay? It is Muslims. What is the holy text of Muslims? Quran. In which language was written? Arabic language. Who is the prophet? Basic knowledge. I hope I explained you about the kalma, the forms by the way, what is namaz. Did I explain you that? What is jizya tax? What is jizya? They are all parcel of what? Islam. Sikh people, my friends, the Sikh has a very strong roots from the 10 Sikh Gurus. We'll talk about a little about them, but first famous Sikh Guru is, what is his name? Guru Nanak. Guru Nanak is the founder of Sikhism by the way. Who is a contemporary to whom? He is contemporary to Ibrahim Lodi and Babar. So, at the same time he actually born and he professed knowledge in Talwandi region in Punjab, that is in Pakistan, Punjab. The only shrine, religious shrine available for them is Golden Temple. Do you remember who gave permission to construct Golden Temple land? Akbar. To which Sikh Guru? 4th Sikh Guru. What is his name? Guru Ramdas. And then 5th is Guru Arjan Dev and etc. Ramayana. What is the holy text of Sikhs called? Adi Granth. In which language it is written? No. Write down. Gurumukhi script. Guru Mukhi script. Sikhism, Gurumukhi script. Then comes Christians by the way. Christians, 1st century we observe with the advent of Christian. In fact, long before him only we have the concept of Christianity in the form of Old Testaments. Old Testaments and New Testaments, the people who believe in New Testaments are the real followers of Christ. The interesting part here is that what is a book, holy book of Christians? In which language it is written? Hebrew. Right, it is in Hebrew, by the way, written in Hebrew. It's not exactly Arabic, my friend, because Arabic, okay, it is called Hebrew, by the way, the classical language. Later on, the regions of Aramic area. Remember Gandhara School of Art? I spoke about a Kharosthi script, by the way. So they all take the same roots from writing from left to right. Sorry, right to left. But Christian, the Arabic is not that way. Sorry, the Hebrew is not that way. As usually, now form of normal script style. And you know about this. Who is the prophet of it? Messenger? Christ, by the way. Christ is considered the major one, and is in fact is considered to be Jehovah, and his child is considered to be the Christ, and the stories are Trinity. Not a single God actually, though they talk about a monotheism, but still we have three concepts, Jehovah and Christ, by the way, and also considered to be Holy Mary, by the way. So even today you observe Christianity, my friend, same like how we have Vaishnavism, Saivism, there are like further got splintered, like you talk about Martin Luther King, who actually professed Protestantism, by the way, and later on the Lutheranism, the concept of Zwingliism, they all spread in European part. They are not as far as historical consideration. We still believe only the one form called Christianity, and the source is 10 Testaments. 10 Testaments. You know about them? What are they? 10 Testaments. A duties you supposed to do as a good Christian? At least one Testament. Then you tell all the 10, good. I'm giving you permission now. Talk. Tell me what are the Testaments in New? Number one, order is important.
You have to pray, you have to worship God with whole heart, whole soul. Second one is you have to love each other, one another. Renewal and whole one to each other.
Chippi, no. Go ahead. Number 3. Okay, fine. So these are 10 Testaments, by the way, who believe in this New Testaments, the followers of Christ. And here it talks about what? Buddhists. Founder? Gautam Buddha. Don't say Siddhartha. Gautam Buddha. What's the holy text of them? 3 Pitikas. 3 Pitikas. In which language is written? Very good. Pali. And the place these people worship is called what? The place where they worship is called what? You say Buddhist monasteries, that's not the right word. What do you call them? Chaityas. Chaityas are what? Prayer halls. Okay? Now we'll talk about the Jainism. Founder. Totally we have 24 prophets, messengers, by the way. Among them the first is Rishabhanath, Adinath, by the way. 24th is Vardhamana Mahavir. What are the texts of Jains called? What the texts of Jains called? Angas and Purvas. Angas and Purvas. In which language is written? Which language? Prakrit. Prakrit, by the way. And then you see the Parsi people. Parsi had its very, also called Zoroastrians, by the way. The Zoroastrians had their very strong roots in the Persia of today, what you call Iran. They worship fire. Remember, the only element they strongly believe. What is their holy text called? Very good. Not Vista, Zenda, Avesta. Zenda, Avesta. Zenda, Avesta. Okay? And now these people, Zoroastrian was a was a prophet, by the way. That's why they are called Zoroastrians, successors. If you observe, these all people except Islam and Christianity, they all are included in the personal code bill of Hindu code bill, by the way. So that means the Hindu laws, Hindu Marriage Act also applies to the remaining people except Christianities and Muslims. Recently there has been a concern that, these Parsi people, they don't bury their dead body. They leave it open. And the place where they leave open to sky, and eagles will come, vultures will come and have their food, by the way. That place is called Tower of Silence. Tower of Silence. దీన్ని మనం పార్సిగుట్ట అంటాం అక్కడ మనం. In Hyderabad we have Parsigutta, you know that? తెలియదు మీకు అది? Okay, fine. So where the body is open, that means they still strongly believe that even after death your dead body has to be useful to someone. A very, very pious aspect of a good thing. Are we clear about? So how many minority religions we have in India? What are they? Are we clear? Recently was given to whom? The Parsi people. Initially it was only 5, recently given to the 6 people Parsi. Like we have some schemes called Geo Parsi for the development of Parsi, because these people are having a very less population. Okay, look at Ratan Tata's a family size mystery, they are all Parsis only. Are we clear about this minority? So number 6 stands for what? 6 minorities in India. 7. What can be 7? Don't talk about anything 7 something. Culture part. 7. Culture, life took both on the river banks. That's a fact. So you talk about a Indus Valley civilization, we have what? Sapta Sindhu. 7 is mile is what I call Sapta Sindhu. The 7 major rivers where actually our civilization started. That means Indus Valley people, they lived in the river bank of Indus. Later on, when Aryans came in the Rigvedic period, they called it Sapta Sindhu. What are Sapta Sindhu? Number 1. Write those names. Sapta Sindhu, number 1. Number 1. Indus. What it was called in ancient India? Sindhu. Next. Chenab. Chenab was called what? What's the old name of Chenab? Can you see the name here? Asikini. Chenab was called what? Asikini. Jhelum. What was called Jhelum in that time? It was called Vitasta. Jhelum was called Vitasta. Names are important for you. They'll ask you matching. Indus was called Sindhu. Chenab was called Asikini. In some books you will see a name called Chandrabhaga. That's a later name we are giving now. But that time it was called Asikini. Then we talk about the next river. That's what you call Ravi. Ravi was called Parusini. Can you see the Parusini river? Battle of 10 Kings, Dasharajagana Yuddha happened in the river bank of Ravi, Parusini, by the way, where Bharata tribe and Kuru tribe fought together, by the way. And then you call that Vipas. Vipas was referred to today Bias. Bias. And finally, Satluj was referred as that day. Today Satluj is called that day Sutudri. What do you call them? Sutudri. These are the rivers, my friends, mentioned in very important text called Shatabata Brahmana. Write the book name. Shatabata Brahmana talks about the physical geographical features, the physiogeographical features of ancient India. So they start calling it Bharatavarshe, Bharatakande, Jambudvipe, Sapta Sindhu. So they start explaining. They'll ask you a question. What is the river? And by the way, we only have 6 by. What is 7th river? Here you have Saraswati. In an exam, if they ask a question, what is the river widely mentioned in Vedas? Mentioned many times. The answer is write down. It is Sindhu. మార్పు ఎక్కడ పోయేది ఆగు ఎందుకు ఆరాటం ఇలా ఉంటే కష్టం కెరూన్లో పోతావు జస్ట్ బికాస్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ what do you say anxiety, by the way, you lost a lot of score ప్లస్ ఇంట్లో కనిపిస్తుంది నీకు డివిజన్లో కనిపిస్తుంది పోయిందా ఓకే హ్యావ్ ఎ సెన్స్ ఆఫ్ మైండ్ ఫోకస్ the river that is mentioned widely in Vedas is what? Sindhu. The river that is revered, that is worshipped, Saraswati. So which river took the worship as a form of deity? It is. But the point to be noted here, though Shatabata Brahmana talks about 35 major rivers, like Kurram river you're going to see here, Kuba river you're going to see, that's what you call Kabul today, rest all different names. But one thing is very clear that today, that day Ganga was not mentioned. Ganga formed later period. That means it was during the Sapta Sindhu, the Aryan period, it happened, Vedic period. After Vedic, what happened? Aryans moved from Sapta Sindhu to Ganga Yamuna area. That means they shifted to eastern side of India. That's what you call central India. Once they come to central India, they see a lot of rivers and they start mentioning and giving river deity status to every river. And today you call how many rivers we have in India? I'd be calling more than 1,000 Sahasra. Called 1,000 rivers by the way. How they going to ask you questions? Look carefully. I'll ask questions, try to address them. Identify the following ancient dynasty. Identify the following ancient dynasty that is located between Godavari to its south and Mahanadi to its north. Indeed, Kalinga. That's right answer. Attempt, second attempt only. Identify the following Deccan dynasty that's located between Godavari to its north, Krishna towards south. Identify the ancient dynasty that's located Godavari to its north, Krishna towards south. ఇంతసేపు ఏంట్రా డెక్కన్ అన్నా కదా, ఏం చేయాలంటే ఏంట్రా సాయం ఎప్పుడు వస్తుంది? అది మనకి ఎర్లీ మిడిల్లో వస్తుంది. శాతవాహనాస్. శాతవాహనాస్. Are you making some sense? This is how questions are framed by from the river banks. We have to be very careful. You have to be very careful. If I said a famous Vijayanagara Empire on the river bank of what? Tungabhadra. The famous city Madurai is on the river bank of what? అవునా? కావేరి ఉందా అక్కడ? మధురై దగ్గర ఉందా? వైగేయ. The famous Jyotirlinga in Madhya Pradesh is a source for two rivers. One is Narmada, another is Son River. On which river bank you are going to see famous temples? They are very, very important. Are you clear? Here you are going to see the Amarkantak. ఇలా ఉంటాయి క్వశ్చన్లు, మీకు సరళంగా తీసుకోకండి. He'll screw your knowledge on this data. That's why I say, get the atlas and start preparing all the. In fact, my opinion, if you do atlas of famous temples, wildlife sanctuaries, that's enough. Complete them today itself. Famous temples, famous architectures, on what river bank, etc. Are we clear? So, river and its formations and the famous temples are well associated with the Indian culture, my friend. Okay? The famous temple called, Kamakhya temple in Assam is on the river bank of what? Kamakhya temple, where a woman, when she enters into M cycle, they all young girls will go and celebrate that as one of the happiest moment in their life. It's Brahmaputra. Ardhamatunda? Temples and the location is important. The famous Somnath temple is on the river bank of what? Somnath temple on the river bank of what? Unda river ఏమన్నా అక్కడ లేదా? ఉండొచ్చు సార్, నాకు తెలీదు. I didn't been there, so I don't know. ఉంటుందా? ఏం చెప్పండి మరి, నాకు enlighten me. పట్టించుకోము, we don't care. Are we clear? So please do this homework, my friends. Famous temples are important, especially do that homework. Write down. Identify the famous Prasad sites in India. Prasad, P-R-A-S-A-D, Prasad. Identify the famous Prasad sites. Velankini Mata anta nenu. ఏ స్టేట్ లో ఉంది వెలంకని మాతా టెంపుల్? రివర్ ఉంది ఏమన్నా అక్కడ బ్యాంక్? ఏమన్నా రివర్ బ్యాంక్ దే? Prasad sites in 2019. They are very important. Your homework is identify that temple and the location is very important. That itself will be exam questions. Indukante Government of India is spending a lot of money to rejuvenate those temples. Are we clear? Okay, so that is what is 7 in my list. Number 8. What can be 8 by the way? The 8 famous classical dances in India. What are they? 8 classical dancers. Write the source. What source talks about 8 classical dancers? Very good. Natya Shastra. By who? Bharata Muni. Write down. Bharata Muni's Natya Shastra talks about the classical dances, but not all. Majorly, let me talk about one by one. Bharatanatyam, yes, mentioned in Bharata Muni's Natya Shastra. It's called temple dance, by the way, has taken the roots from Bharata Muni. Bharatanatyam, classical dance of which state? Loudly, Tamil Nadu. Almost all South Indian dynasties appreciated, gave patronage to Bharatanatyam, by the way. Then comes here Kathak. Kathak is a classical dance of which state? Kathak. They are called Kathakars. Kathakar means Kadal Jeppeval. Initially they have to do with what? Bhagavatism. Krishnudu Lillu ganka paadukuntu vellevaru. With the advent of Delhi Sultanate, what happened? These temple dancers were forced to become what? Court dancers. In this way, a dress changed, content changed, and now you're going to see here a new forms of Kathak. The famous, you observe, write this one, Gita Govind. What's the book name? Gita Govind. Who wrote it? Jaydev. Talks about what? Kathak dance. Especially Ashtanayaka, you call 8 major forms of women and how they respond to the changes in the climate, seasonal, and how they show the Madhurya Bhav to Krishna is explained in a book called Gita Govind, written by Jaydev. It's a classical dance of what state? What state? అట్లా ఒక స్టేట్ పేరు చెప్పండి రా కనీసం. ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ అట. It is normally for North India, but if someone asks you precisely, you can go for UP, Uttar Pradesh, by the way. Are we clear? Kathak. Then comes here Kathakali. Don't use your IQ knowledge or reasoning knowledge. Kathak, Kathakali, akka chellelu anakandi itla. Dikkumallu adi pettakandi. Kerala, by the way, the word actually Attam. Attam refers to what? In Malayalam means dance. Attam means dance, by the way. Here Kathakali. Kathakali was also having its very strong roots in a very famous tribal local dance called Theyyam. Theyyam. You saw a movie of Kamal Haasan, Mrutyunjayudu. Mrutyunjaya. ఇలాంటి చూడరా మీరు సినిమాలు? ఎట్లా మీకు చెప్పేది? In that they are going to perform a character that is called Theyyam. Theyyam. The Theyyam, initially Theyyam, later became Kathakali, by the way. And each color the uses by individual is having its own purpose. If you use a green, auspicious, red, anger, fury, very fury, by the way. Use a white, peacefulness. So different kind of color codings are given. I repeat, Bharatanatyam is actually, it's a couple dance you're going to see. Kathak is what? A group dance you're going to see, not a solo dance group. Whereas a Theyyam is actually only done by male. It's a male dance, my friend. So because being a very heavy to carry that attire, not women can all do it. So it's a male dominated dance, what you call Kathakali, has taken the roots also from, also taken from the Ramayana, Mahabharata and Bhagavatism. Then comes here Kuchipudi, has taken the rule from the Krishna district area called Kuchalapuram. And who is the founder of it, by the way? Who is the founder of Kuchipudi dance? ఎవరైనా తెలీదా? ఫైండ్ అవుట్. నేను చెప్పను, నేను చెప్తా నేను. ఓకే, ఫైండ్ ఇట్. ఓకే, కూచిపూడి ఈజ్ a classical dance of which state? తెలంగాణ కదా? Both Andhra and Telangana. Okay, both Andhra and Telangana. It is having very strong roots. Okay, then comes here Manipuri. By the way, is a Kuchipudi dance a group or a solo, or in fact a couple? It's in fact a couple, you're going to see it. Okay, the famous aspect about, they may ask you further depth also, where Krishna and Satyabhama interaction is explained very interestingly, where how Satyabhama explains her missing towards Krishna is called Bhama Kalapam. The famous couplet Bhama Kalapam has to do with what? An adugudu exam lo. First time you remember a peru kuda kan teliyadu e dance anedi kuda. What is called Kuchipudi. Okay, and here comes what? Manipuri. Manipuri is a dance, my friend, where that's right. Manipur, by the way, is a very slow dance. This is more emphasis on what? It is more emphasis on seasonal changes. With the change in season, they are going to celebrate it as aspect of welcoming the new season. Manipuri. And here you see Mohini Attam, taken from the strong roots called Mohini avatar of Vishnu. That how it happened. So he explained about Mohini Attam. It is complete a feminine dance. Whereas the Kathakali is must be male dance domination. Here is a female dance, by the way, Mohini Attam. Okay, so two classical dances for one state, that is Kerala, by the way. And then comes here Odissi. If you go to Lingaraja temple, if you go to the Puri Jagannath temple, you're going to see lot of mudras on the walls of temples, by the way, inspired from Odissi. You see Karavela also in his Atigunfa inscription talked about Odissi dance. Do you remember Firoz Shah Tughlaq? When this man is so orthodox, he tried going to Bengal. He failed in that war. To show the revenge, he came to Odisha and destroyed the temple. In that period, there was a slow damage for the Odissi dance. But today you come back, you see, it is now going with a better. How they asked a question? The form of dance is very famous here. It's called Odissi, where you usually see a dancer is putting a posture. How the posture is going to be? With a smile on the face, twisting to the left side and waist towards the right side, and the leg and the bottom part is going to be on the left side. This part is what you're going to call Tribhanga Mudra. The famous Tribhanga. The famous Tribhanga Mudra is associated with which famous classical dance? Answer is Odissi, my friend. Odissi. And finally comes here Sattariya. It is in which state? Which state, Ra? Sattariya. Assam. Right, the very famous Bhakti saint, his name is Shankaradev. Shankaradev introduced Vaishnavism in Assam, and that led to the development of Sattariya dance in Assam. Now your homework is, it's very important. Your homework is how many classical dances? Identify at least two names, two famous classical dancers in each dance. If I say Raja Reddy couple, which dance you will recollect? They are associated with which dance? Kuchipudi. If I say Brij Maharaj is very famous, which dancer? Entering Kathak. You saw the movie Vishwarupam. Here Kamal Haasan will perform a dance, right? It's called Kathak, by the way. And who will be seen next to him in the making movie? You'll see Brij Maharaj there. Okay, where Krishna and Gopikas were explained very in a romantic way. Okay, if I talk about very famous Rukmini Arundel. Rukmini Arundel, very popular dancer. Her contribution. These all dancers are vegans, my friend. They can't be non-vegetarians. You know why? Because once you enter in that dance, you're supposed to behave like peacock. You're supposed to be like a deer. You're supposed to be like a lion. So they enter literally. The movement of eyes, that means they should feel the pain. How an animal shot with the arrow pains. They know the pain. That's why, there is a body called Wildlife Body. Wildlife Conservation of India, by the way. That body was formed by Rukmini Arundel. Very famous lady. Belonged to which dance? Bharatanatyam. So do this homework. So all the famous dancers, with respect to if the dancer has any Padma Vibhushan award, Padma Bhushan or Padma Vibhushan, they are very important. Do this homework. And also do this another homework. Do you remember how many classical languages we have in India? Classical languages. 2004 Sanskrit, 2004 Tamil, 2005 Sanskrit, 2008 Telugu Kannada, 2011 Malayalam, 2013 Odia. How many classical languages? Write down. Classical languages, classical dance are recognized by Sahitya Academy. Recognized by Sahitya Academy under Ministry of Culture. Your homework is today, this can be possible exam question. This can be possible exam question. 2019 Sahitya Academy Literary Award winners, awardees. No, especially for classical dance. Sorry, classical language. Who got for Tamil? Who got for Telugu? Who got for Kannada? Who got for Sanskrit? Who got for Sanskrit? Tamil? Malayalam? These are classical languages. Apart from you want to know about the remaining Marathi, etc., I'm not bothered about it. You can find it. But names are important for your exam because recently they announced it. Sahitya Akademi Awards for books, especially literary sources. Also, they're going to announce what the famous dance carnivals going to happen in India and Delhi. You're going to see them. Okay. If you observe carefully among them, can you tell me which is of more Carnatic music form? Carnatic form. Which dance take more Carnatic aspects into consideration? Bharatanatyam is Carnatic. Number 2, Kuchipudi is Carnatic. You don't know, just write down. Bharatanatyam is Carnatic. Kuchipudi is Carnatic. Okay? Remaining girls you see in the South India, they also have Carnatic. But widely contribution you're going to see is both Kuchipudi and Bharatanatyam. Which is following Hindustani music? Kathak. Kathak follows Hindustani style of music. Then Kathakali, sir, what about what do you see? Mohiniyattam, Sattariya, they are regional forms of music. Regional music forms, by the way. Still they adopt it, but still the regional forms. Okay? Find out the famous dancers in each dance. Very important for you. And in my list, what is the number 1? Number 9. Number 9 talks what? 9 famous fairs in India. Frequently used in Indian newspapers, these fairs. What is the difference between fair and festival? I'm not saying festival, I'm saying fair. Jatara ante enti? Samakka Saraka Jatara anta, avuna? Adi pandugana Jatara. So what do you call that? What's the difference? Fair is a worship to nature. Fair is what? A worship to nature. Festival is something has a religious intention in that. So fairs are more secular in nature, my friend. Andaru participate cheyochu dantlo. Festivals to some only people. For example, if it is Diwali, either you talk about a Narakasura Vardhana or you going to see coming back of Pandavas back, more about Hinduism. If it is a Ramjan, it is more about Islamic. If I say Christmas, religion. But if I say fair, nature, thanksgiving to nature. The famous fairs in India, number 1. Sonpur cattle fair. I hope I said you. Very good, madam. Very good. Bihar, where you see maximum. It's a very big cattle fair where different parts of the world will come and buy the animals from here. It in Bihar. Remember, Chandragupta Maurya started Sonpur cattle festival. Very biggest. Number 2, Pushkar fair. Very good. Pushkar fair is also called desert festival, by the way. Rajasthan. Camel festivals, by the way. Here going to happen. Then you see Hempi's Gompa fair. Yes, it is in the Ladakh area, by the not exactly Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh area. You see Hempi's Gompa. It has to do with what? Gompa. It is called Gompa. It is with Buddhism. Buddhism. There is also Happy New Year for Buddhism. You know that? Like we have Sankranti. What is Happy New Year? For Buddhists, especially in the Ladakh area, you can write down that name. It's called Losar. Losar. Losar is a Happy New Year. Losar. Losar. For what? Buddhists. Okay, then see here, Ganga Sagar Mela. Where is Ganga Sagar? Where Ganga is going to reach, enter into Bangladesh with a new name, Padma, and join Sharif Bay of Bengal. It is West Bengal, Ganga Sagar Mela. Thanksgiving to River Ganga. Then here, Chandrabhaga Mela. Name itself is clear. Where is Chandrabhaga? Chenab. Which state? Where you see Chandrabhaga? You have canal now? Indira Gandhi Canal. Yes, it is going to be seen the Punjab, Haryana and Rajasthan boundaries. Chandrabhaga Mela. Medaram Jatara, very famous, all India #1 in the list. Maximum people are coming over, sir, it's called congregation, a huge congregation. What do you call them? Biggest one is called Medaram Jatara. Which state? Telangana. Okay? It's already in the news, by the way, so you have to be very careful. Maybe exam question. Already started, na? Yet to start. Yet to start. Okay. Kolyat Fair. Kolyat Fair, I think it's in Haryana, my friend. It's a Thanksgiving time, especially in the, I think, Kartika Mass time. Ambubachi Mela, I just said you, a young woman, once entered into adolescent age, they're going to celebrate, go there and celebrate it. Where is that? Ambubachi Mela, Assam. Kumbh Mela, very important. Friends, Kumbh Mela, we have two types. For 6 years it happened called Ardha Kumbh Mela. For 12 years it's called Maha Kumbh Mela. Write down 4 places where Kumbh Mela happens in India. 4 places Kumbh Mela happens in India. 4 places Kumbh Mela happens in India. Number 1, Haridwar. On your bank of? Was river in Haridwar? Ganga. Allahabad. What do you call today? Prayag. Was river? It is a Prayag. It's actually? Yes. Sangam. What do you call that? Ganga and Yamuna. Supposed to be Saraswati also, but Triveni Sangama, we don't know where Saraswati went. Haryana government is searching for that. Seriously, Haryana government appointed a committee to look after various Saraswati river. Then comes Nasik. Very good, Godavari. And then Ujjain, Shipri. So these are the 4 major Kumbh Melas happen in India on the river banks. If that happens for 6 years once, it's called Ardha Kumbh Mela. If it happens for 12 years, it's called Maha Kumbh Mela. Are we clear? Are we clear? So don't make any mistakes. So in my list, 9 refers to 9 famous fairs in India, and then 10. 10 refers to 10 famous tribes in India. Always in news. Always in news. In one go you can have a clarity here. The famous tribes in India, the most weakest people in India, my friend, minority, less than minority. 2011 census, the population says they are less than 8.5%. That means less than the minority population you observe. This section of people are completely ignored by government. Lack of inclusive government in the post-independence. But today, there is a Ministry of Tribal Affairs, and recently in Delhi there was a talk happened. So, this is something very important you need to have a clarity on. So, famous tribes you observe, they may ask you questions like Gaddi tribe, which state? What's the state here? Himachal Pradesh. Orang tribe, by the way? Rajasthan boundaries. Bhil tribe? Dodia tribe, by the way? Gujarat. Chenchu tribe? AP and also Telangana, you see there, yes. Santal tribe? The Orissa, Jharkhand area is what you call Santal. Remember? Santal rebellion. Munda tribe you are going to see here in the Jharkhand. It's called Munda tribe. Similarly, you are going to see Chakmas. These people are suffering a huge now because of the NRC. Changes are happening. Similarly, you are going to see Angami tribe. It is in Nagaland. So these are the remaining tribes. You see Khasi. Remember Khasi, Khasi, Jaintia. Meghalaya, you are going to see the major tribe. Bhil, Gaddi, Dodia, Angami, Chakmas, Orang, Chenchu, Santwal, Jarwas. In Andaman Nicobar, we have tribes by you know the tribes in Andaman Nicobar? Andamanis, Nicobaris, Ongs, O-N-G-S, Ongs, Jarwas, and recently one anthropologist was caught and killed. What's the tribe called? Sentinelese, very good. Sentinelese tribe. So these are the major tribes, my friend. At least one question we keep on asking about tribe, be careful. Here, one of the integral part of Indian culture is tribe. And then comes here, what is the number? 11 great monuments you frequently see in the news. You frequently see in the news, number one. Find out them. Number one, what is this? Raja Savai Jai Singh was known for construction of Jantar Mantar, astronomical observatory, my friend. How many astronomical observatories constructed by Jai Singh? Closely 5. You see the Udaipur, you will see, Delhi, you will see, Ujjain, you will see. Okay? So, Savai Jai Singh, name is important. And what is this temple called? Golden Temple. And you see what is this? Hawa Mahal, very good. Which state? Jaipur. Here comes what? Very, very important, what you call Trimurti. Like Shiva will be seen the 3 forms, by the way. Very famous caves called Elephanta Caves. Elephanta Caves. Popularly known for what? Trimurti. Then you talk about what? This fort is where? Red Fort. You know, I mean, how is the flag on 15th August on Red Fort? A, President of India. B, Vice President of India. C, Prime Minister of India. D, Deputy Prime Minister of India. Aresha, is it not Rashtrapati? Red Fort is for Prime Minister. It's a practice. And who considered Red Fort? Who considered Red Fort? Shah Jahan. Why your doubts? Okay. Alright. Here comes what? Do you see this one? Qutub Minar. One of the very famous Qutub complex, by the way. Popular. It's not required, by the way. Okay. Still always very famous. And what is this? Very famous caves. These caves are Ajanta caves. Write the statement there. Ajanta are purely Buddhist caves, by the way. I hope I said you. Ellora are secular caves. Ajanta caves, you see all 3 kind of architectures. Number 1, you will see Chaitya. Chaitya means what? Prayer halls. You see Stupa. Stupa means what? Stupa, tombs, by the way. The place after once a bhikkhu or bhikkhuni dies, they are going to place a relic on that. And they are going to put the relics and lay a construction called stupas. And finally you see viharas. Okay, vihara means residence. Residence places, by the way. So best example is what you call Ajanta caves, Karle caves, right on them, famous caves. Ajanta cave in Aurangabad, Karle, K-A-R-L-E, Karle. Karle caves. Number 2, Amaravati. Are famous caves, you need to remember them. Okay? Yes. Here comes that what? What is this? Padmavati. Remember? Cholukya king Bhimadeva 2 wife. I think her name is Udaymati, I believe. She constructed stepwell. It's called Rani Ki Vav. Rani Ki Vav recently included in UNESCO Heritage. High possibility they'll ask you questions. And this is what you call Agra Fort. Who constructed Agra Fort? Akbar. And finally, the oldest in India, prehistoric cave paintings, Bhimbetka caves. Bhimbetka, B-H-I-M-B-E-T-K, Bhimbetka caves. Which state? Madhya Pradesh, UNESCO recognized. These are very popular art forms, my friend. Art forms, okay? And finally, the classical language you observe in India, they are very popular. Look at in all coastal states in India, they have their own classical languages. Right from here, you see Rajasthani, Punjabi, Kashmiri, Gujarati, Marathi, Goai, Konkani. It's called Kannada, Malayalam, Tamil, Telugu, Oriya, Bengal. That clearly shows, my friend, all coastal states are having their own identity so that they are able to trade with them, so they preserve the culture. So this is all about, my friend, I want to explain you about culture. That's all we are done. Just we started, my friend, we are not done. I'll give you the introduction part and then we can leave. Okay? What is culture in the definition form? The word culture has taken from the root word called kru. The crew over here for stored in Sanskrit. An action. If you take the raw materials called Prakriti, you transform for your requirement is called Sanskriti, and you damage it's called Vikriti. So my friend, when you say the word Samskriti, culture, it is you call a refinement. Civilization is something, culture is of can be any ways, like a living pattern, way of life, what we are, human-made environment. It can be of both material or non-material. Clear? What all we discussed now from 1 to 10 or 11 or 12, they are all going to be part of what Indian culture and heritage. Then what is civilization? Material development is what you call civilization. Material development means what? Technology. That's why you say Indus Valley civilization is what? Development over here. Heritage can be of, like for culture, for humanity, or for nation. It can be in the written form or architecture form or anything. Indian cultural heritage, if you want to understand, the best aspect is you can divide them into 3 categories for our clarity. These 3 clarities can be number 1, that will help us to understand what is the purpose of this, or there should be a driving force for culture. That is what you call religion. The second is what I call art. The third is what I call architecture. Religion, remember, how many minorities we have in India? 6, including Hindus if you observe the majority. So totally it's what you call Indian culture. Art is of 2 types. You see them and you enjoy. What they are called? Sculpture. Friends, do you remember Buddha School of Art? How many schools? 3 schools. Gandhara School of Art, Mathura School of Art, Amravati School of Art. Pottery. India is the first country to use pot. We made pots, my friend. Pot was used for transformation, from transfer of goods. Even someone dies, you always take the relics where in the pot. So pot has been a very natural way of carrying legacy. Paintings, remember different kind of paintings we talk. In the ancient school we have Ajanta Ellora by the way, and we talk about Sitanasal paintings, and we talk about Mughal paintings, and the Pahad paintings, Madhubani paintings, local paintings by the way, Kalamkari paintings, state, Kalamkari state, Andhra Pradesh. In this way, different school of paintings. Pattachitra painting, I say, which state? Pattachitra painting. Write this homework. Take this following as a homework by the way. Number 1. Identify the UNESCO sites in India. Please find them. UNESCO sites are 2 types. Cultural sites, natural sites. Is Ajanta cultural or not? Bhimbetka cultural or not? Nalanda cultural or not? You need to find them total. I think close to 38 are there. Do them and do the homework of location. Number 2. Second homework is, you wrote the Prasad sites, na? You wrote the Prasad sites. Okay. Local paintings in India. Local paintings in India. So know the location. For example, I say Tanjore painting, which state? Okay, if I say Warli painting, WRLI, women know about it very well. Because the beauty about them is they wear the painting styles of dresses, saris also. Warli painting is what? Maharashtra. Pattachitra painting, Orissa. Pattachitra painting. So find out those names. Factual data only, but still you can do that. Pattachitra paintings. Then comes your dance. How many classical dance we have? How many classical musics we have? Classical musics. Hindustani, Carnatic. Architecture. This architecture is now going to be of 3 types. Number 1. Hindu architecture. In Hindu, that's what you call temple. How many temple architectures we have? What are they? Nagara, Dravidian, Vesara by the way. Here we have Buddhist architecture. How many Buddhist architecture we have? 3. Stupa, Chaitya, Vihara. Similarly in the Jain we have Jain temple architecture. Example is the Dilwara temple. You see there. Okay. In the Mount Abu. Same kind of temple architecture you are going to see there. So, same story here. I hope we covered this entire part here, the political part. Now a very small part is what I call Stone Age. I hope it's not important for your exam, but still I'll cover them fastly, just go through them fastly. Origin of Indian culture has its very strong roots with the Stone Age, my friend. Stone Age proved that the two major books, Origin of Species written by Charles Darwin and Herbert Spencer wrote a book called First Principles, proved that man is not a creation of God, is in fact happened, life formed in accident. He said there's a single cell and that turned into multi-cell and that turned into phytoplankton and turned into zooplankton and today what you call modern humans called tailless monkey. This is what you call the earliest piece of hominid you see, and the Lucy is what considered the female form here. Today you observe how you identify the species fossils by the way. Number one. Number two, carbon dating is used for what? Fossils. Urine dating is for what? Stones. For stones you use them. Dendrochronology means what? You cut the tree and you check the rings. Many rings, many older. No, few rings, younger by the way. Thermoluminance. Thermoluminance does mean that the law of thermodynamics says energy can't be destroyed, can't be created. That clearly shows that if one is got heated somewhere in its time, it will have a micro or pyro heat. So using very thermo temperatures, we try to identify how old it is. Pollen grains. If you find some kind of pollen grains, we'll do what? We'll send to microbiology. They'll find out as how many old it is, how much old the tree is, etc. This is what you call the modern Homo sapiens. If you observe, the earliest one is what is named? Australopithecus, and the modern one is what you call Homo sapiens. You do potted. Homo habilis, but potted gutted. He discovered fire. Asked exam. Who discovered fire? It is Homo habilis. Homo habilis. From here onwards, man start being what? Erect. His spinal cord is erect, so he is called Homo erectus. But after Homo erectus and Homo sapiens, there is something what you call missing link. We don't know about this man, but we call them Homo neanderthalensis. Are we clear? So this is a recent trend. We start understanding about them. So which anthropological evidence prove that man discovered fire? It is Homo habilis. How man initially took its form in where? Africa. It is believed that's why you call Africa Australopithecus. Australopithecus Afrogenesis. That means the initial earliest man form took his birth in Africa, my friend. Whereas one group come to India, and that group is what you call. And one group that is called Ramapithecus. You know about it. Ramapithecus is an Indian. You're going to see coming to India. And that form of anthropological evidence is called Ramapithecus. Rama means early, new by the way. So in India, if you observe North or South India had its earliest human form. ఆదిమానవుడు ఫస్ట్ తిరిగింది ఎక్కడ? సౌత్ ఇండియా, నార్త్ ఇండియా అని అడిగా. ఆన్సర్ ఏంటి? సౌత్ ఇండియా, నాట్ నార్త్. సౌత్ లో, ఎస్పెషల్లీ ఇన్ ద Maharashtra region if you observe, the Western Ghats area. These are some important points you got to remember. Do you remember paleo means what? Old. That was further divided into three layers. Homonid, Homo erectus, and this is what you call Homo sapiens belong to upper Paleolithic age. And the Meso means what? Neo means what? Chalco means what? Copper. And later on you see the civilization aspect. Now one goal will understand what is this period called Pleistocene. I hope I said in the geography by the way. Ice Age is what you call Pleistocene. At that time, a phase is what you call Paleolithic, where man was just a food gatherer, just searching the food, finding the food, eating the food. The traces where you find it, NCERT is important here. They are almost all the valley areas. All the valleys of Valley of Belen Valley, Soan Valley are widely found here. And this man was migratory, negratories, unpolished stones. Some very kind of stones he used are what? Quartz is widely used because it is light in size. Then you talk about what? By the way, Bhimbetka caves you see here belong to Paleolithic phase. Then you see what? Mesolithic, where man start becoming social animal, hunting, fishing. Microlithic, micro means what? Small and sharp. So this Mesolithic age is also known as what? Microlithic age. The famous location, just remember, ABC stands for Aramgar in Madhya Pradesh, B stands for Badur in Rajasthan, C in Chota Nagpur region, and the remaining valleys of Belan and Narmada Valley. Here man started painting and domestication started, and then came what? Neolithic. A food gatherer became food producer. Very important. That's why this phase is called Revolution Age. Why it is called Revolution? Because setting new standards, food gatherer became food producer. So domestication, agriculture, pottery wheel, all are seen here. Then man starts slowly losing what? Stone and acquiring what? Metal. That's what you call metal age. Copper, stone plus copper. Copper was first used. This exam question they asked you. The famous black and red pottery you're going to see in which phase? Chalcolithic. You have to be very careful. And this culture slowly turned into what? One of the very powerful area called Meghar area. Meghar, that is the area that's boundary in the Pakistan, Afghanistan boundary area. That Meghar later on became IVC. You see these the paintings, how they look? The early man paintings which are very barbaric in nature, hunting scenes are widely seen there. And look at the colors he used, natural colors, not the today's painting style or painting sticks. Very natural paintings. The earliest paintings, they are on par as old as cave paintings in France. Okay, very, very famous. Look at the stones, what he used from time to time. Okay, these are famous sites. Can you see this location, what do you call? Meghar. This Meghar site in the Chalcolithic phase slowly became IVC later on. So what became IVC? Meghar. The famous crops that came to India and the popular came, they're not important for you, but still it is in the Lucent, you can just read them data. Okay, factual data by the way. But point to be noted, earliest agriculture trace found in where? Nile River Valley. From Nile River Valley, we got two crops in India. Very, very important. What crops we got in India? Write down. Wheat and barley. Wheat and barley are the outside. They came from Nile River Valley, entered Meghar, and slowly entered into UP area called Koldi Hava area. Are we clear? At that time, South India is only using pulses and ragi. Do you remember musky I said you? Musky is important for what? Put a short name there, musky significance. Number one, Ashokan pillar. Ashokan pillar. Number two, ragi traces. Ragi traces. Number three, ash mounds, Budil Dibble. Because the tribals are burning them very badly, so that entire forest turned into ash. So these are shifting cultivation followed by initial man, early man. Okay. The famous ancient civilizations, what are they? Four major river valleys, four major civilizations. Number one, on the river bank of Nile, Egypt civilization. On the river bank of Euphrates and Tigris, Mesopotamia civilization, Sumeria civilization. On the river bank of Indus, and on the river bank of Huanghu, Yangtze River, Chinese civilization. Such a oldest civilization in India, what is my friend? IVC. Uniqueness about IVC, write down. Uniqueness of IVC. What is uniqueness? Number one, town planning. Number two, underground drainage system. I am talking somewhere about 3500 BC. Even today in many cities in India we don't have underground drainage system, but this, yes. Number three, uniform bricks. And lastly, transport system of two ways, land transport, water transport. And water transport they had what? Artificial dockyard. Where? Lothal. Lothal where you see artificial dockyard. Inland is what you see? Wheel transport. That clearly shows that these people are going very advanced traveling. Look at the grid pattern. The famous, by the way, an exam they are going to ask you, grid planning is something that today we are following. Every building in that time is grid planning except one city. They'll ask you this question. What is the only city in IVC that did not follow grid planning? Write down, it is Banwali. It's already in the key, it's already in the book by the way. So remember, Banwali has no grid system. Has no grid system. Banwali. The first site discovered What's the first site they discovered? By who? Dairam Sahani. These four are important. Rest all forget about. Not so, but still you can remember them. Harappa, on the river bank of Ravi, Dairam Sahani. Mohenjo-daro. These names are given by Indians. Mohenjo-daro means what? As we discovered here the form of Shiva. Shiva, we identified that it is a part of it. And that's why it's called Hari-yupa. That means Shiva form. So it's called Harappa. Mohenjo-daro means when they're digging, they got all the dead bodies. So it's called Mount of Dead. Mound of Dead. So it's called Mohenjo-daro. River Bank of Indus by who? R.D. Banerjee. Ropar. Satluj, by the way, Y.D. Sharma. Lothal is very important because, yes, in exam what they're going to ask you, they'll ask you such a kind of questions where, what IEC people worshipped. Put a short reading. IEC people worshipped the following. IVC people worshipped the following. Number one. The symbol they worship, put a number one symbol. Put a hyphen right there. The symbol is swastik. In many fire altars you see swastik symbol. Number two. The bird they worshipped, BIRD bird. PGN. What is the symbol of peace today? No, dove. Okay? Ardhamavada dove ante. డవ్ మొదట ఆడదారా? పీజియన్ గుడ్లు పెట్టింది పీజియన్ డవ్వా? పీజియన్ మగదేంటి? డవ్. కాబట్టి శాంతి కప్పలు ఏంటి? మగాడ. అదే క్లియర్. డవ్ సోప్ వాడతారు మన వాళ్ళు. డవ్ సోపు అది అలా ఉంటాయి అన్ని యాడ్లు కూడా. ఓకే. నెంబర్ 3. ల్యాండ్ యానిమల్ దే వర్షిప్ యూనికార్న్ బుల్, యూనిహార్న్ బుల్. ముప్పరం ఎద్దు అంటాం మనం. యూనిహార్న్ ఒకే హార్న్ ఉంటుంది దానికి. బుల్, బిఎల్ఎల్ బుల్. నంది అంటాం మనం ప్రస్తుతం ఉంటుంటాయి. ఓకే. యూనిహార్న్ బుల్. ద aquatic animal they worship. You saw the movie Mohenjo-daro? You will see an aquatic animal there. Crocodile. సినిమా చూడాలి. ఓకే. And the tree they worshipped. People, Ficus religiosa. పేరు పీపుల్ ట్రీ, under which Buddha got enlightenment. Now exam questions are what they don't know. Underline, they are important. What they don't know. Number 1. The animals they don't know. Number 1. They don't know lion. The crop they don't know. Crop. ఏ పంట తెలియదు? షుగర్ కేన్. ఇవన్నీ ఎగ్జామ్ బిట్లు. They don't know sugar cane. Rest all they know. Maize, rice, everything. క్యాటిల్ కూడా తెలుసాం వాళ్ళకి. అదొక ప్రూఫ్ ఉంది కదా దానికి. మళ్ళీ అరే ఎద్దు అంటావు. ఎద్దు అంటే ఏంటి? ఆడది ఆవు, మగదేంటి? ఇప్పుడు ఒక ఎద్దు బతకాలంటే ఆవు ఉండాలి అక్కడ అనుకుందాం మనం. ఒకటి ఎద్దు మాత్రం పిల్లలు పెట్టాలి కదా, ఆవు ఉండాలి కదా. ఏంటంటే కొన్ని పుస్తకాలు రాస్తారు. సారీ, మన బుక్ లో ఉందా? వదిలే, ఎన్సీఆర్టీ లో చెప్పలా, యాడ్ చేసుకో. ఓకే, మన బుక్ లో ఉంటే డేంజర్, వద్దా తెలుసా వాళ్ళకి. ఓకేనా? వాట్ ఐఎమ్ సైయింగ్, దే డోంట్ నో, రైట్? ద యానిమల్ దే డోంట్ నో అంటే ఏం రాసుకున్నారు? అక్కడే రాసుకోండి. హార్స్ కూడా తెలియదు వాళ్ళకి. హార్స్. Sir, if they don't know horse, then how we identified horse terracotta figurines? Horse terracotta figurines skeleton మనకు కనిపించింది కదా. Where? In the Surka Toda, they'll ask you these questions. And there is also Lothal, where you see horse bomma, terracotta bomma. It is Romila Thapar, an ancient historian. She proved that this is not a horse, this is an ass, guided there. అర్థమైందా? They don't know horse. They don't know horse, but they know a form. With the advent of Aryans, horse came to India. బాగా గుర్తుంచుకోండి. కానీ హార్స్ లేకుండా లేదా అంటే బొమ్మలు ఉన్నాయి. It's something like my friend has a tattoo called Chinese dragon. That means, do Indians love dragon? No. they know the symbol, but they don't know how it looks, etc. Same story here. Arthamayinda? Now these are some important. Now finally, the worship religion. What religion they performed and followed? Two religion. This is actually called nature worshippers, anthropomorphic. Number one, Pashupati. Pashupati. Can you see the seal here? Pashupati seal where? Mohenjo-daro you are going to see Pashupati seal. Exam they asked a question, what animals you see around Pashupati? A man sitting in a yogic posture surrounded by animals. Number one, write down. What are they? They are bull. Number two, tiger. Can you see here? Tiger. Elephant. A rhino. Rhino. This is elephant. And here you see two deer. Deer is another. This is a plural. Deer. Two deer by the way. That's it. Is a lion there? No. Fisher. If fish come, I will pictorial scripts away. Remember I said you? Hey, either. Either. That's not a fish, it's a symbol. Okay? These are writings. I said, remember? Boustrophodon script. We can't decode them. So that's a point here. What is man called? Bearded man. We identified him in the Mohenjo-daro. We believe that this might be. So this all proves to say that one or the other way IVC people enjoy the high status. Two famous, number one, Pasupati. Number two, Mother Goddess. Number two is what? Mother Goddess. Mother Goddess. This is about, famous about them. Rest all you talk about everything. Agriculture is there. Trade and commerce is there. They know all the materials. Example, they imported tin from where and another. Tin ekkarundi ante. You can say that tin is from the Afghanistan area. Silver is from Persia, Iran area. Gold from Kolar gold mines, south by the way. Copper is from Rajasthan. These are some factual data you got to remember. What the script is called? Boustrophodon. What is Boustrophodon? Starting like this, like this, like this, like this. So no one is able to decode it. If you want to try, you can try once. Okay? All historians tried, struggled very badly to decode it. That's why we call it a script called pictographical script. Similarly, the contemporary Egyptians and Sumerians, they gave the next successor saying that if it is like this, called house. But our people are very smart. They not even explain what is that. In this way, we are in a state of confusion what symbol it looks like. Okay? The Venice terracotta seals dancing girl, very very famous, Mohenjo-daro. This explains the earliest form of Devarasi system. Okay? Dancing girl. Terracotta figurines, by the way, clearly shows that they're very old. The reasons why IBC ended, many reasons. Many people say it's because of Aryan invasion. Who said Aryan invasion? What is his name? Mortimer Wheeler. Who said because of floods? Who said because of earthquakes? Who said because of internal disturbances? Who said because of natural disasters? Our exam question they asked you is that which of the following reason is not a true disease? Because IVC period is from 3300 to 1750. Vedic period, that's Aryan period, is from 1500 to 600. So how many years gap? So that's a fact to say that they are not the reasons. Because exam asks question. All reasons are important. Famines, they'll say disease, they'll say floods, they'll say famine, poverty, everything. But not the Aryan invasion. Are we clear? So this is about the Aryan civilization. If you observe, already we covered a little part. But we can divide this entire part into two categories. Early part is what you call Vedic period, because Rig Veda was compiled at that, was understood that time. This period is also called, write down, Epic period. Epic period, also called as Brahmanical period. Later Vedic is also called Epic period because the famous Ramayana Mahabharata were compiled in this period. Epic period. It is called Brahmanical period because caste rigidity, Varna concept has become very strong here. So Brahmins start dominating here a lot. According to Dayananda Saraswati, this is called the golden period. Whom? Dayananda Saraswati said, back to Vedas. That means this period, where women is treated with great respect, all is well. Are we clear? Now, Vedic period can be understood two ways. Number one, Vedic literature and Vedic society. Vedic society is already explained to you. Number one, Chatur Varnas, Chatur Ashramas, Chaturveda Purusharthas, the concept of spirituality. Now, Vedic literature can be classified into this is important. Vedic literature can be classified into two components. One is called Shruti and other is Smriti. Shruti means what? Shruti, melody by the way that you listen, and from that means Vedas were not written. Whenever you say Vedas, you need to have a clarity. Two words. Number one, Vedas are Apaurishyanas. Apaurishyani means what? They are not written by Purusha, men. Number two, they are Nitya. That means eternal. They classify into two types. One is called Shruti. That means from Guru Sishya Parampara, teacher spoke, student listened. They are called Shruti. Smriti means what? Once you listen something, you recollect them and you reproduce them. They are called Smriti. They'll ask you an exam. Just write down these copies. You'll have a story. Shruti, we have Samhita, that is collection. What collection? Veda Samhita. How many Vedas we have? Rig Veda, Sama Veda, Yajurveda, Atharva Veda. Brahmanas. What are Brahmanas? The text compiled by Brahmins are called Brahmanas, by the way. Brahmana means high priest. These people compiled some texts in the forest. They are called Aryankas. Aranyakas. Aranya means what? Forest. Upanishad. Upanishad means Upanishad. Sit near someone and learn. So the essence of Vedas were written here. That's why the other name of Upanishad is Vedanta. They are called what? Vedanta. Okay. This you can expect at least one question from this box. You have to be very careful. Okay. Now if you go back, you will have a clarity. Just go through this one, you will have a clarity. Early and later difference. In early Vedic period, Aryans resided where? And later they came where? Very good. Initially, what is that major economy? Pastoral, cattle. That's why they call it Pashupati. Anyone who has a lot of cattle, they are more rich. But later on they became what? Initially the polity of that time is what? Tribal people. Jana, Sabha, Samiti, Vidata, Gana. They are called four houses. Once they asked the exam question, what of the following are called twins? Kavalar Vilchar, Sabha and Samiti. And later on in the later Vedic period, what happened? They removed Vidata and Gana, diluted the role of Sabha Samiti. That means one person started ruling everything, called Rajan, called monarchy. Are we clear? So the concept of political history starts from where? Later Vedic. That's why I started my class in Mahajanapadas called 600 BC. Are we clear? Prior that there is no state formation. Society at that time was women, men are equally treated. But later on became what? Caste based society. Varna based society. Religion was initially Henotheism. What is Henotheism? Many people call Hinduism as a polytheism. That's a wrong statement. They really have no idea about the Sanatana Dharma. Heno means, poly means many gods, many worship. Henotheism means many gods but one form, one essence. The aspect of what you say, there's a beautiful statement called Ekam Sat. Ekam Sat, the truth is one. Vipra Bodha Vadanti. The enlightened people call different ways. So that clearly shows that Indians, though they call Rama, Krishna, everyone, they try to say that all are one. This concept is what you call henotheism. And later what happened? Later in the period what happened? Many idols start coming and that led to a very big issue. Are we clear about Vedic and Vedic? Now I'll just, can you do this matching by the way? Second option, Kuba means what? Parusini means what? Sutudri means what? Sadanira means what? Are we clear? Now, in the list, answer ventane. That's it. Just how the questions are framed, be careful. Okay? The tribal polity, how it happened initially. Yeah. Okay, now listen carefully, the Shruti and Smruti. Shruti, Vedas are how many totally? Rigveda, Samaveda, Yajurveda, Atharvaveda. Rigveda deals with what? Hymns of praises. And the one who sings are called Hotri. They are called what? Hotri is what you call invoker. He is invoking Samaveda, the one who talks, who reads Samaveda is called Udgatri. Udgatri. The one who performs yajnas and yagas, they are called Advaryu. Advaryus. And the one who reads Adharvaveda are called Brahmanas or Brahman. Brahmanas. Just go through it once. Number one, Rigveda, there are many mandalas by the way. Among them, the important mandala is what? Chaturvarna. Remember Chaturvarna? That's the 10th mandala by the way. Hotri is what you call him. Apart from that, this is a very important one. The famous Gayatri mantra is in which mandala? Third by the way. So Gayatri 3. Not by heart, you will understand it. Okay? Anyone who reads Samaveda are called what? Udgatris by the way. There are many, number is not important here because as the Vedas are coming down, what happened? They start coming with more repetitions. But this number is important for you. How many suktas they are going to carry? The number is 1028 suktas. They are hymns by the way. How many bits in 1 kilobyte by the way? 10? ఎన్ని సార్ మీగా అలైన్ చేయక ట్రిక్ ఉండడం కూడా చెప్తున్నా అంతే. ఓకే 102 4 there 102 8 here. అంటే మన వాళ్ళు అప్పుడే కంప్యూటర్ గురించి ఆలోచించారా సార్? ఈ పిచ్చి పనులు ఆలోచించకండి మీరు. ఓకే, నో ఇఫ్ సంథింగ్ ఈజ్ నాట్ ఆర్ట్స్ డోంట్ యాక్సెప్ట్ ఇట్ యాజ్ ఆర్ట్స్. అప్రిషియేట్ దాట్. అన్నీ నాకు తెలుసు అందుకే నవ్వుతున్నారు పక్కన. చార్ల్స్ డార్విన్ కూడా నీకు తెలుసు అంటావు, తప్పు కదా. వన్స్ యూ డోంట్ నో ఇట్ యూ షుడ్ యాక్సెప్ట్ ఇట్. What is Yajurveda talks about? Yajurveda talks about yajnas and yagas, famous yagas, Ashwamedha yaga, Vajpayee yaga, Rajasuya yaga. We discussed in what? Yajurveda. And the one who talks is what you call Advaryu. And the Atharvaveda talks about what? It talks about the marriage system, war situation, and Brahmins are the people who are called Atharvaveda. And do you remember the Brahmanas are what? Remember, Brahmanas are the texts written by Brahmins. They all talk about what? They are taken from the Rigveda sources only. They are not important for your exam purpose. Don't get confused a lot. This can be helpful for you. What is a Vartyastoma? Vartyastoma means when Aryan meets a non-Aryan, if he converts him into Aryan, like today we saw many religious conversions now. He is converting into your religion or you are getting converted to another religion. Such kind of converting one non-Aryan to Aryan is called Vartyastoma. This is a ritual performed in Vedic period is mentioned in Brahmana called Tandya-stoma Brahmana. Aryankas are what? Forest books. Because remember among the Thirasramas we have Vanaprasthashram, where these people will sit and write these Aryankas. Upanishad means what? The essence of Veda, that's how they are called Vedanta. How many Upanishads there are? 108 Upanishads are there totally. Of that, the major Upanishads are this one. For your exam purpose, one is important called Mundaka Upanishad. Mundaka Upanishad, the famous poet Satyameva Jayate that you see on the Ashokan pillar, okay, is taken from which Upanishad? The answer is Mundaka Upanishad. That's exam question for you. And Vedanta, because they are called Vedanta because they talk about all these. Please remember, Vedas talks about rituals, Vedanta rejects rituals. They talk about what? Philosophy, universal soul, Atma, Brahma. They talks about transmigration of soul also. Now, let's complete this one, Smriti. Smriti means what? That you listen and you remember them. They are called Smriti. Smriti among them Vedanga. What is Anga? Limbs. If you want to catch, if I want to catch this bottle, I need to have these limbs. Similarly, if I want to learn Vedas, I need some sources, some practice. They are called Vedanga. They are how many? 6 Vedanga. 6 Vedangas. Number 1, Siksha. What is Siksha? How you need to pronounce it. For example, if I say Omkara, Omkara is not Om. You have to remember it is Akara, Ukara, Makara. A. So this is what you call phonetics, how you do it. Ritual, that means for every learning of Veda, and that is Sukta is one ritual you got to perform. This is what you call Kalpa. Vyakarana you know it very well. It's a grammar part. Nirukta means what? The origin of the word, how it word formed, etymology. Chandas means what? How the meter, how the proper phonetics are taken into consideration from a grammatical sense. Meter. Like Utpalamala, Champadamala, and Chaukunara Chinnapudamira, Alankaras. They are called what? Meters. And Jyotisha, I hope I said you. It is astronomy plus mathematics, what you call. Write this statement. Question is important. Statement, not a question, it's a fact by the way. Ganita Sara Sangraha. Ganita. What is Ganita means? Maths. Ganita Sara Sangraha, written by Mahavira. Mahavira, not that Mahavira. Mahavira, scholar in the court of Amogavarsha. Mahavira, the court of Amogavarsha, separated mathematics from astrology. Separated what? One of the most important book by the way, even today many people use it in abroad also. Ganita Sara Sangraha. Whenever you get a time, just Google it. Okay, then what is Sutra? Sutra means formula. How you supposed to perform one? Number 1, they are called Kalpa Sutra. Kalpa means over here, rituals here. Remember? Rituals. Sautra Sutra. It was exam question asked, the famous Baudhayana theorem. Remember? Pythagoras theorem. The Pythagoras theorem source you are going to find where? It is Sautra Sutra is where Pythagoras theorem is called, proposed by sage by the name called Baudhayana. So it is exam question asked you once. In which text you are going to see the famous Baudhayana theorem, the modern Pythagoras theory by the way? It is Sautra Sutra because it deals with what? Geometry. Graha Sutra, that was the Graha you are going to do. Dharma Sutra, what dharmas we should follow. Itihasa, Ramayana Mahabharata. Ramayana, written by who? Valmiki. In which language? Sanskrit. It is the first Kavya in Sanskrit. That is why it is called, other name of Ramayana, write down, Adi Kavyam. Adi Kavyam. It has how many shloks? 24,000 shloks. It has 24,000. It has 24,000 slokas, by the way. It was compiled in 7 chapters. Each chapter is called Khanda. Balakanda, Ayodhya Kanda, Aranya Kanda, Kishkinda Kanda, Sundara Kanda, Yuddha Kanda, Uttara Kanda. How many? At least tell me 2 that you remember now. Thank you. Ramayana, Rama, Ayana, journey. The meaning is, its journey of Rama is called Ramayana. Are we clear? So it is how many? Yeah. Many people translate Ramayana in their own languages. Number 1, Kamban translated in which language? Kamban Ra, famous Kamban poet. Kolatunga Cholatri. Poinda, much better. Tamil, by the way. Similarly, Ramacharitra Tulsidas, in which language? Right there. Various translation of Ramayana. 1, 2, 3 Raskund points. Various translations of Ramayana. Number 1. In Tamil, Kamban Ramayana. In Tamil, Kamban Ramayana. Kamban Ramayana. Number 2. In Hindi, sorry. It's not called Hindi, by the way, it's called Avadi. It's called Avadi. In bracket you write Hindi. So Avadi is actually dialect, actually in UP dialect. So later became Avadi. So it is Ramacharitra Manas. In exam you see an option called Hindi, take Hindi. If you see an option called Avadi, go for Avadi. Number 3. In Bengali it is called Kriti Vyasa Ramayana. Kriti. Krita, Kriti Vyasa Ramayana. Which language? Bengali. In Telugu. Entadi. Telugu Ramayana evantam manam. Who is the one who translated Ramayana into Telugu? Kado. Avada tarvata. Who? Gona Buddhareddy, very good. Ranganatha Ramayana, very good. So in Telugu it is called Ranganatha Ramayana, written by Gona Buddhareddy. Kakatiyas, contemporary. Ganarit Adu Vedavadu. వాళ్ళ నాన్న గోన బుద్ధారెడ్డి మంచి ఓకేనా మనకు అవి నచ్చవు కదా కొట్టుకోవటం అవి క్లియర్ రామాయణ మహాభారత the other name of Mahabharata Jaya Samhita who wrote Mahabharata? Don't say please Vinayaka. It is Veda Vyasa. Why is called Veda Vyasa? Because he also wrote Vedas. Yes or no? No. I just said no one wrote Vedas. Yes. He rearranged Vedas into Rig, Sama, Yajur. అందుకే అంట పేరు పెట్టారు. అర్థమైందా? So it's called Veda Vyasa, by the way. In which language? Sanskrit. How many sloks in Mahabharata? 1 lakh sloks. What do you mean by 100 in Sanskrit? Sata. What is 1000 called? Sahasra. That's why the other name of Mahabharata is Sata Sahasrani. 1 lakh sloks. How many sloks in Ramayana? 24,000. Don't just take easily. Exam questions they are. How many chapters were compiled? 7 in Ramayana. They are called Kandas. These are called Parvas. They are called Parvas. How many Parvas? 18 Parvas. Among them important for you is 6th Parva called Bhishma Parva because it talks about a dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna. What is that called? Bhagavad Gita. So where is Bhagavad Gita? Inside or outside? Inside only. Which Parva? 6th Parva. The famous Hanuman Chalisa. You seen which Ramayana in the list I gave you? Valmiki Ramayana, I said you na? I see Kamman Ramayana, I see Tulsidas, Ramacharitra I see Ranganath Ramayana. Where is he? The famous Hanuman Chalisa, Ramacharitra It is nowhere in the initial Ramayana, written by Tulsidas. Are we clear? Yeah. So where is Bhagavad Gita, by the way? In which Parva? Sixth Parva. Very good. In fact, I hope I studied Darashiko translated Mahabharata also into the Persian languages. Very famous scholar. Yeah. Puranas. How many Puranas? Ashtadasha Purana. 18 Puranas. 18 Puranas. 18 Puranas. I hope you only know Garuda Purana. I read that, by the way. I read long back when I was a kid only. I used to have Garuda Purana in my home. Okay? If I start saying Garuda Purana, say actually, what is Garuda Purana? It's a constitution for God of death. Yama. How he should handle the convicted criminals, by the way. He's going to do that. If I start saying that, you won't even dare to do anything. Anyone who are drinking wine out there in the hell, they should drink the molten iron. Louder, molten iron. Lord Wasarata. Tau sir. The very worst part is that if you steal the flowers of your neighbor home without his permission, next life you will be beggar. Em kotteste? Cool ra. చాలా దారుణంగా ఉంటాయి మీరు చెప్తే భయపడిపోతారు మీరు ఓకే అందుకే చదవకండి ద ఓల్డెస్ట్ పురాణ ఇస్ వాట్ ఓల్డెస్ట్ పురాణ వాయు పురాణ ఓకే ద ఓల్డెస్ట్ పురాణ వాయు పురాణ వాయు ద ఓల్డెస్ట్ వన్ బై ది వే ఓకే ధర్మశాస్త్రాస్ నౌ మను wrote a smriti called Manusmriti. Yajnavalkya Smriti, remember I spoke about a Gargi? Vishwandhan Gargi defeated whom? Yajnavalkya. So Yajnavalkya, he married Gargi and both compiled a text called Yajnavalkya Smriti. Very, very important. Why? Today there is a rule in India under Hindu Marriage Act. Once a woman gets married, she has a right on the property of maternal. She has a right, and that is called Sridhan. Sridhan antam manam. The concept of Sridhan first time mentioned where? Yajnavalkya Smriti. This exam is important. Narada Smriti, they are aspects. Upavedas. Vedas are 4. What are they? Rigveda, Samaveda, Yajurveda, Atharvaveda. They will make you enlightened. Upavedas will give you job, so you can eat. What are 4 Upavedas? Write down. They are Shilpa Veda. Put a hyphen right there. Shilpa Veda hyphen Rigveda. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Right this way. On one side write Vedas, on other side write Upavedas. They'll ask you these questions, be careful. Samaveda is linked to what? Gandharva Veda. Gandharva Upaveda. Gandharva refers to dance, music, etc. Rigveda, Ayurveda. Ayurveda. Number 3. Yajurveda. Dhanurveda. Dhanur means what? Making the weapons, artillery, etc. And finally, Atharva Veda. Atharva Veda deals with what? Shilpa Veda. So if I talk about architecture, Agama Shastra, we talk about the Shilpa Veda also here. Are we clear? So these are Vedas and Upavedas linked. They'll ask you this combination, be very careful. And finally, Darshana. What is Darshana? Philosophy. Philosophies are 2 types. Right there itself. Philosophies are of 2 types. Philosophy means darshana. Philosophies are of two types. Number one, astika darshana, nastika darshana. Astika means what? Astik. Theistic. Yes or no? Theist means what? But in India there is a word called theism. People say I am Nastik means I don't believe God. Stupidity. The word Astik and Nastik means the one who believes in Vedas are called Astik. I don't believe in Vedas, then I am called Nastik. That's it. No God here. But British have, those people, everything say they binary. One or none, yes or no. There is those otherwise, none of the above, all the above ఉన్నాయి కొన్ని ఆప్షన్లు. వీడికి ఏం తెలియదు. అని అంటాడు అవునా కాదా? నమ్ముతున్నావు నమ్మట్లేదా? No, that's a very wrong approach. Indians are understood by those people. Astika darshanas are what? Nastika darshanas are number one, Buddhism, Jainism, and finally Charvaka. Charvaka. How many Astika darshana? They are Shed Darshana, by the way. What are the 6 Astika Darshanas? They are, can you see this one? Sankhya. Write the name and the scholar, the other name. Sankhya. Who proposed Sankhya Darshana? Sage Kapila, very good. Write his name? Kapila. They'll ask you matching. Be careful. Sankhya by Kapila. Yoga. You're right. Patanjali. Nyaya. Bharata. Vaisheshika. Kannada Mahamuni. K-N-N-A-D-A, not Kannada, it's Kannada Mahamuni. Mimamsa means what? To search. Mimamsa are of two. Uttara Mimamsa, Purva Mimamsa. Uttara Mimamsa is also called Vedanta. Uttara Mimamsa is also called what? Vedanta. Write the scholar name. Badrayana. Badrayana. Also write there Shankaracharya. Remember Advaita concept of Shankaracharya? Yes. Badrayana, Shankaracharya. And finally, Purva Mimamsa. Scholar name is Jaimini Maharshi. Jaimini. Jaimini Maharshi. They'll ask you matching, be very careful. No one can help you. This is the most part here. So this is about the religion part. Why Shashika? Kannada Maharshi, Kannada. Okay. Why Shashika? In fact, I have got I can go depth also, but it's not going to help in this exam. You go for higher exam, definitely will help you. Why Shashika means, in fact, please remember, they asked the exam question, which among the following darshana is close to Jainism? Underline, Sankhya is close to Jainism. Is very close to Jainism. Vaisheshika talks about the rituals a religion has prescribed for a devotee. So doing the rituals like the vratas, yajnas, yagas, all mentioned in Vaisheshika Darshana. Okay? Can you guess this question? It was once an exam question in Jharkhand, Group 1 exam question in Jharkhand. What do you think it might be? What is that? Natural. Eighth flow. Em cheppani ki ardham em cheppani no. Flow na. Sorry? Way of living. Rit ante Indian culture lo ardham enti annadu. Rit annadu ante ardham enti? Okay, need not worry, you will get in Google. అక్కడ ఆప్షన్ ఎన్నో చూసారా? 5 ఉన్నాయి. అది జార్ఖండ్లో మళ్ళాడు. పాస్ అవుతున్నవాడు ఎగ్జామ్ గ్రూప్ 1 మళ్ళాడు. ఇలాంటి క్వశ్చన్ మిమ్మల్ని అడగలేను, బాధపడకండి. ఓకే, యూ వాంట్ ఆన్సర్ ఋతువు. ఋతువు has taken the root vocal. Ruth means natural. Can you guess his answer? నీకు ఏం అర్థం కాకపోయిన అలాంటి ఆప్షన్లు డైరెక్ట్లీ గో ఫర్ ఉపనిషత్. ఉపనిషత్స్ ఆర్ ఫిలాసఫికల్ బుక్స్. ఆర్ వి క్లియర్? తమసోమ జ్యోతిర్గమయ, మృత్యోమ అమృతంగమయ, దే ఆర్ మెన్షన్డ్ ఇన్ ఉపనిషత్స్, మై ఫ్రెండ్. All I spoke about them, Aryan people. Now, last topic, in fact, it's already covered for you, but let me repeat once again. Religion you observe in India, we can understand that a religion has a purpose to regulate the people, and the necessary is religion necessary, by the way? Is religion is necessary? The answer is yes. Because people like you are enlightened, you don't need religion, but people like us who are in search of God, because at least they act like what? A regulator and not do wrong. So religion, my friend, doesn't mean that you need to worship an idol. In exam you will say work religiously అంటాను. అంటే అర్థం ఏంటి? దేవుని ముందు పెట్టుకొని పని చేయమన్నా? No. Dedication levels has to be. So the word religion has to do with having certain code of conduct. Essence of religion is what? To provide what? A betterment of human life, my friend. In India, the religion, the earliest form of religion you observe, it is Indus Valley civilization. Remember? Whom they worshipped? Mother Goddess, Proto Shiva. That proved that though their cult practices prevailed, but no religious shrines are available. Great Bhai Monzar explained that maybe they performed what? Some it might be used for what? The spiritual bathing. It can be understood that deities are mostly what? Zoomorphic and anthropomorphic. IVC gods or these forms can be compared to another gods who is actually very close to Susa, who is actually like Narsimha avatar in India. So this clearly shows that we inspired a common tendency. You also see a Gilgamesh who is in Sumeria, also signifying what? Nursing avatar. So we can compare IVC with the remaining. In the Indus Valley people, my friend, early Vedic period they only worshipped nature, but later on they start worshipping Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwar. That means the concept of Trinity emerged in later Vedic period. In these ways, some proofs are there. Now, in the later Vedic period, Sudras were deprived. There was a huge burning. Sudras were deprived of moksha. All those events led people to revolt and came out of it. Any angry group from the religion with offshoot, they come out, say they are called sect. They are called what? Sect. So, you're going to see Buddhism, Jainism, these are the sects you're going to see now coming. 6th century BC, remember? Has significance. This is called second industrialization, beginning of political history. What is the third feature I said in the day 1 class? Period of enlightenment. Few religions are very popular here. Among them, you see Gautam Buddha's Buddhism and Vardhamana Mahavira's Jainism. The famous them you observe, number 1 Buddhism, Jainism, Ajvika, Charvaka, Brahmanism. If you observe Brahmanism is of further 3. Number 1, Vaishnavism, worshipping of whom? Vaishnavism speaks about what? Vishnu, and the followers in South India they are called Alvas. Shiva, if you observe, South India, if you observe, their followers called Nayanas, and there is also called Shakti. Shakti cult, by the way, worshipping of women goddesses by the forms of Durga. Are we clear? What do you know about Buddhism? The famous sources of Samyutta Nikaya, Chullavada, Sutta Nipata, Buddha Vamsa, some books are available to talk about Buddhism, and we know about Buddha. What do you know about Buddha, by the way? He was born to parents. What is father's name? Suddhodana. Mother's name? Mahadevi Mayavati. They are not having children, but one day she dreamt of white elephant, and she immediately rushed to husband, said, I got a dream, white elephant, and they inquired the priest, what is the purpose of that? And they proved that you are going to be pregnant, you are pregnant by the way, you are going to get a male child. And that's how they named him what? Siddhartha. Siddha Artha, that means my wish has become fulfilled. But this child is no like other one by the way. It is believed that this man, this young boy, not came from the yoni, rather he tore the skin of the mother womb and came outside. So when he born with delivery complications, his mother died and he was raised by his aunt Gautami. Many people he took the name called Gautam Buddha because he was raised by Gautami, but it's not the reason. Gautami is the sect he belonged to. When he came to power, he came that there's a famous sect, where is a famous saint called Asita, who visited his court. That is, he went to where? Siddhartha Nagar, what you call Lumbini, by the way, where he said that your son is going to be very powerful. Either he can be a great scholar, a great king, or he can be a great saint. And finally, what happened? It is Kondana who said that he is definitely going to be what? A sannyasi. When a person becomes sannyasi, when you have nothing to enjoy the materialistic life. So his father understood, I will make my son definitely raised by all the materialistic life. At a very young age, he started getting every education from everything in the household itself. Not his father raised the walls of the forts. Such a way, in every period he is going to shift from the summer one fort, winter one fort. But anyhow, he was watching carefully the Jiva Himsa. It's happening around him. And he started asking a basic question, what's the purpose of this snake? It should only live for the sake of eagle. Such kind of dharmic questions made him to question a lot. King Suddhodana understood, my son is only son, he's become sannyasi, I have to do something. He created new buildings so that he can have royalty life. It was exam question asked, who is the childhood friend and foe who tried killing Siddhartha many times? What is his name? Devadatta. Exam question, be careful. Devadatta is who? Remember Gautami? His aunt? His biological son is Devadatta. As Gautami is raising him with a great love, he felt jealous. End of the time, he is going to become his follower, by the way. At a very young age, he was married to a Yasodhara, who is much older than him. Finally, when he was fully royal life, one fine day, he asked his charioteer, whose name is Channa, let's go on ride. Father is not there. For the first time, he went outside. When the doors were opened, the young man saw 4 events in the order. Order is important. Number 1, write down if you don't know. Number 1, old man. Old man. Number 2, deceased person, that is sick person. Number 3, dead person, dead man. And finally, a saint, sannyasi. He realized that among the 4, one is suitable for him, and that's why without telling to his wife, Yasodhara, and his son, Rahul, not Rahul Gandhi, by the way. Yeah, and that's how he went. As a part of science, what you're supposed to do when you are going for understanding what is the real purpose of human, why humans suffer. This made him to leave the palace, and this happened on the Chaitraka Vaishaka Purnami, by the way. All the events associated with the life of Buddha happened on Vaishaka Purnami, so that is day is called Losar. Remember? Happy New Year, by the way, for them. This Siddhartha spent about 6 years in traveling here and there. Become sannyasi. Though he was helped by 2 teachers, Alarakama, Uttakarama Putra, but he was not satisfied with them, and he went further. He struggled finance so badly, and he was on a state to get enlightenment. But it was one fine day when he was meditating on the Ganjan river, Bodhi tree. A tribal girl by the name Sujata approached him and said, Maharaja, you are doing great work, but it is not a good way to do it. Eat morning breakfast and start preparing for tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. That's how you can clear the exam. You stop eating and preparing, it's a danger. Then he understood extremes are danger, marginika jivan, middle path is a good one. And that way he for the last 45 days, he meditated so badly, and at that time it is said that there is a Rakshasa on the tree. Rakshasa on the tree who start disturbing very badly. Somehow he was very powerful, defeating the Mara demon and came to get enlightenment. There are many. It was on the final day he got enlightenment and he gave first sermon, very important. First sermon where it is in the deer forest. It is in the Sanchi by the Sarna deer forest, and this famous speech is called Dhamma Chakra Parivartan, setting your wheel to motion, and that's how he became very popular. Our exam question: what are the four noble truths? The four noble truths, easy to remember, the world is full of sorrows. Prapanchamanta dukkhamaya. Dukkha is the first noble truth. Why dukkha happens? Second reason says, because of desire. Trishna. Buddha says Trishna. If a new girl comes to the classroom, if you think she is your sister, no dukkha. But you have Trishna, you will have dukkha. Yes or no? Very logical. Scientific aspect, my friend. Dukkha because of Trishna. How you can eliminate Trishna? You can't do that. You got to do a step-by-step process. This is what you call Madhyamika Jivan. What is Madhyamika Jivan? Eightfold path. What's eightfold path? Easily you can remember a trick. It is called evil scam. Always add a word called right in front of it. Right enlightenment, right effort, right vision, right intention, right livelihood, right speech, right concentration, right action, right mindfulness. This is what you call eightfold path of Buddha. Accordingly, he became very powerful. Remember Ajatashatru? They are all people. He started traveling all the places. His man is called Angulimala, by the way, who is a cannibal, who started killing everyone and killing them, chopping their thumbs and wearing around him. He made him a sannyasi, by the way. It is Ajatashatru who came to know about Buddha and visited the court, and finally got saying that you are free from all your sins. It is his father where he visited Kapila Vastu, and that's how he made him Nirvana. He started reaching all the places of sannyas, start saying, avoid doing such kind of rigorous penance. The only way you can do is that cut down your desires. That's how you need to can reduce them. Buddha always used to say that human mind is like a horse. If you know how to tame it, you can control the desires. If not, గుర్రాలంట చూసారా, కోరికలు గుర్రాల పరిగెడుతున్నాయని. Says Buddha is very practical. He used to take classes daily in the graveyard. శవాన్ని చూపిస్తూ ఉండేవాడు, చూడరా అది ఏం కనిపిస్తుంది నీకు. Very natural way of explaining. It is his last period, by the way. Ananda, who is much older than Buddha, who is now going to take care of Buddha, and Buddha passed away on the last day. He accepted Channa, so they called Chanda, because he served him what? Already Buddha is very old. He can't eat everything except fruit. But Channa served him what? Pork, the pig meat, by the way. But any devotee give you something, you accept it. And that's why he accepted, unable to digest them, he passed away. And his death is what you call Mahaparinirvana. It's called Mahaparinirvana. 4 famous events of Buddha. His birth. His symbol is what? Lotus. Number 2, his movement, living from palace to forest, is called Mahabali's criminal. Symbol is what? Horse. He is getting enlightenment. People tree. His sermon is going to say, Chakra is going to be it. And finally, his death is what you call Stupa. They are all the symbols of Buddha. Now, this is important for you to examine. How many Buddha Sangeetis happened? 4. First, where? Rajagriha, given by, who is the head patronage, by the way? Mahakasyapa. 2 books were written. They are called Vinaya Pitika. Vinaya written by Upali. V is looking similar to you. So remember, Vinaya Pitika written by Upali. Sutta Pitika by Ananda. If you get Ananda, you will be happy. So, Sutta Pitika by Ananda. Second council happened where? Vaisali. By who? Which dynasty? Sishanaga. Are we clear? Sabakami. Here what happened? Internally there is a debate saying that let us No, Buddhas used to say that don't drink up pure milk or boiled milk. You drink more milk, you get more desires. And that's so for almost 100 years, their success followed. But one point of time, the Mathura people said, it's very dull, no taste at all. Let me add some salt and drink. Adding salt is what a desire. So in this way, some people said, let's add salt. Some people said, let's not add no salt. In this way, they divided within inside. They are called Mahasangika school and Theravadin school. However, they are not divided. Internally, they got disturbed. It was Ashoka who warned them. Anyone divides, I'll beat you badly. It was in his period. Remember who converted into Buddhism? Upagupta. It is viewed by many people. Upagupta is another than Mogaiputta Tissa. We still have no clarity. Third Pitika was written, so-called Abhidhamma Pitika. So how many Pitikas totally? 3 Pitikas. Number 1, Sutta, Vinaya, Abhidhamma Pitika. Last happened in the period where Kashmir, Vasumitra, here Buddhism got divided into Mahayana, Hinayana. Mahayana said, Buddha is God. Directly, Buddha is God. Hinayana said, Buddha is not God, he is enlightened monk. Enlightened monk, Bodhisattva. He is Bodhisattva. In this way, these people making Buddha God made further divides. Are we clear? One of the reasons why Buddhism died in India, there are many reasons like Islamic attacks. One is that split of Buddhism into 2 groups, Mahayana and Hinayana. Maha means big, Hina means small, Yana means wheel. So Mahayana means big wheel, Hinayana means small wheel. The famous, not important for you, Jainism. What is Jainism, by the way? Jainism initially existed long before Buddhism. Point to be noted. This Buddhism, the people are called as Sramanas. Sramana means sannyasis, by the way. What is a book that talks about all the 24 Tirthankaras? Anushruti, 23, I'm sorry. Anushruti, accordingly, the first Tirthankara name is Rishabhanada, who belonged to Telangana area, Potan. That's why we say, very popular here. His elder son, Bahubali, younger son, Bharata, both fought very badly after his death, Rishabhanada. So Bahubali, you know that, very strong. He bet his brother badly. He felt unconscious, Bharata. Then Bahubali realized it. For this property I am beating my son, my brother. Brother, you take the property. I'll go to south, Sravana Belagola, and he became Gomateshwara statue. Are we clear? So Gomateshwara statue is not Adinadaya. It is his son, Bahubali. Every 12 years you are going to see Maha Mastabhishek. Eastern Ganga kingdom. His name is Chamundaraya. He installed it. That's what you call Gomateshwara temple. Remember Brahmi? She was known for Brahmi script. Parsvanada, what? Prince of Kasi. He proposed what? 4 cardinal principles. What are they? Satya, Ahimsa, Aparigraha, Asteya. Vardhamana Mahavira added the 5th one. And what do you call that? This temple. Brahmacharya. This is what I call. It is a Bahubali statue. Adinada statue. What do you call? Bahubali statue. Perfect. So, 4 were given by who? Parsvanada. 5th is added by who? Vardhamana Mahavira. After Vardhamana Mahavira's death, again they got divided into 2 groups. One group is called Shvetambara. Let us wear the white dress. He said, no. Everything has a soul. Your dress has a soul. Stop wearing it. Digambara. Exam question they ask you. Who is the successor of Mahavira? So please remember, it is Bhadrabahu. Remember, Bhadrabahu converted whom to Jainism? Chandragupta Maurya. How many sessions happened? How many meetings happened for Jainism? 2 councils, Pataliputra and Vallabhi. In Pataliputra, what happened? Mahavira texts were completely disturbed. Sulabhahu has no ideology. He has no knowledge about Jainism. So he destroyed all the books and whatever he understood, he made them into 2 Alangas. And this led to the division of what? Shvetambaras and Digambaras. Again, what happened? Bhadrabahu came and continued them in the Angas. So how many Angas? 12 Angas. How many Upangas? 12 Upangas. Same story here. Please remember, point to be noted here. What are the Triratnas of Buddhism? Three jewels of Buddhism. Buddham Sharanam Gacchami, Dhammam Sharanam Gacchami, Sangham Sharanam Gacchami. So Buddha, Dharma, Sangha are three ratnas of Buddhism. Then what are three ratnas of Jainism? It is right knowledge, right faith, right conduct. That is what you call KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken. Okay? So three ratnas of Jainism are Sarya Jnana, Sarya Namak, and then Sarya Pravartan, conduct. Sankhya is related to what? Jainism, yes or no? I gave you that. Sadvada is what? Theory of maybe. This says that there is no absolute truth. Truth keeps on changing with the time. Anekantharavad says that everything has a soul, so definitely stands. Now, last point to be noted here. If you understand this, you will understand everything. Number one, what are the similarities of Buddhism and Jainism? Number one, both rejected what? Vedas. Number two, both rejected what? Rituals. Both rejected whose dominancy? And both preached in what? Groups called Sanghas. Now the difference between Buddhism, Ahimsa, is liberal. He says, kill, but don't kill too much. Jainism says, don't even touch this because it has a soul. It will cry. Anekantavad. So, purest form of Ahimsa, what is called Ahimso Paramo Dharma, is believed by Jainism. That means Buddhists are liberal with respect to Himsa. These people are purely Ahimsa. That's why this group became popular. This group became slowly down. Because you should kill everything, especially farmers. They say to farmer, don't cut the paddy. I need to harvest. Cutting paddy is crying. Go, I want Buddhism only. In this way, only traders, Shreni group accepted Jainism. Number two, God. Jainism accepted there is God, but there is no universal God. Should allow me question. There is God, but there is no universal God. Buddha asked a question by Ananda. Buddha, is there a God? Buddha was silent. Buddha, is there a God? Buddha was silent. Buddha, is there a God? Buddha was silent. What's the answer? Buddha was silent on the God. He did not talk. He did not say, yes, there is God, yes, there is no God. Because he is agnostic. What is agnoism? Agnostic means what? No. Agnostic means the one who believes in reasoning. He won't say yes, he won't say no. He should experience it first. Only after experiencing can say yes. Buddha says, if you ask me Ananda, there is a tree, I'll say there is tree. If there is water, there is water. If you ask me God, I don't know. So Buddha was silent on the God. Exam question. Then, soul. Buddha said, there is no soul. Underline the statement. Buddha said, there is no soul. Jain said, everything has a soul. Jainism says, Anekantavad, everything has a soul. And finally, last statement, Buddha believed in Nirvana. That is what you call salvation. What Marga Buddha believed in? Underline, eightfold path, Karma Marga. Good karma will give you salvation before you die itself. So you can achieve salvation only before you die. Mahavira said, it is through Jnana Marga, that is knowledge. Krishna said what Marga? Bhakti Marga. Are we clear? So this is majorly about Buddhism, Jainism. You remember about Ajvika? Some facts by the way. Who is Ajvika? Remember, Bindusara followed Ajvika by the way. This Ajvika believes in a concept called Niyati. Everything is written, you can't change anything. Eat as much as possible. అందుకే ఆడేంటి అది ఒక పరిస్థితి అర్థమైందా నియతి వెరీ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ ద ఫేమస్ అజ్విక ఫాలోడ్ వాట్ Nagarjuna Hills dedicated by Ashoka Saksada Dasharatha to whom? Ajvika sect people by the way. Ajvika famous sect by the way. Vardhamana Mahavira, before he joined into Jainism, he followed what? Ajvika sect. Very famous scholar whose name is Makkali Gosala. I repeat, Buddhism by Gautam Buddha, Jainism by Vardhamana Mahavira, Ajvika by Makkali Putra Gosala. Very important his name is. Are we clear? So these are the three major aspects of Nastika Darshana. This will help you to do better. My suggestion is that complete immediately the remaining culture part or the material we have by the way. If you have any queries, you can ask me.